If now, hello and welcome everybody to episode 10 of the Buster Call series, a One Piece live stream series where we expose everything One Piece, all the hot takes, all the theories, just anything, right? Shout out to you guys in the chat that are here, as well as everyone that super chats. We're just gonna go crazy today. We have our special guest number 10, Mrs. Ohime Tenshi. And why don't you just let the people know who you are? Like, what is it that you do exactly?
Honestly, I started TikTok like not a long time ago. I was into like skits, funny content, walking and stuff. Otherwise, I'm super active on all of my other platforms.
Oh,
what I do.
I'm so sorry, you were muted.
No way.
I don't know why it was off. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. My bad. Okay, hold on. Here, to make it like less awkward and less like unbearable for you. All right, guys. So again, guest number 10, Mrs. Hime. This is a great creator. I hope she's having a nice day. How about you tell people what it is that you do again?
All right, so I make some skits, some funny content. I'm mainly on TikTok, but I started being active on my other platforms, so you guys can follow me there. It's the same username everywhere: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. So yeah, and also I do sometimes some cosplays and stuff like that. So everything anime related.
All right, awesome. So when did you start making content, like for One Piece at least?
Honestly, everything started last October. So like I started making some some anime, general anime, like skits, funny videos, with sounds and stuff like that. And then I started being more niche. I targeted more One Piece because it was like my favorite anime. And that's where it took off. And somebody's asking where I'm from. I'm actually Lebanese, but I live in Canada.
Speaking about Lebanese, don't you know multiple languages?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a really important question because English is actually my third language, so that's why sometimes I might sound weird or mispronounce stuff or like search for my words. So just bear with me, chat.
All right, so what is it that like attracted you to One Piece? Like, why is it One Piece content that you make, or like why is it One Piece that like you're so obsessed with?
Honestly, okay, so I'm old. It doesn't look like it, but I'm actually old. So I think I started One Piece like it was one of my first animes. Like like I watched Death Note and Naruto before, but like it was still one of my first animes, and I was like actually like week by week when it was like at episode like 300, something like that. So I am like an OG like when it comes to One Piece. Like literally. So I don't know, I just really liked it ever since I was young, and it just stuck with me, I guess. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I think that it's a really amazing anime for many reasons. So yeah.
All right, cool. So since you're like explaining to me how much of a long-time fan you've been, pretty much, I have to ask, what are your top 3 favorite arcs? Like, if you really had to narrow it down and only give me 3, what would they be?
Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna put back a battery because I didn't prepare enough. Give me a second.
See, guys, this is why you prepare. This is why if you become a guest on the Buster Call, make sure that you're actually ready, guys.
All right, cool. Well, okay, so favorite 3. So I want to make a disclaimer, okay? These are not the best arcs that I don't think these are the best arcs of One Piece. It's just the ones that I enjoyed the most. Could be because of the age I had when I watched them, or could be like for personal reasons. So I know they're not the best. So personally, my favorite 3 arcs that I enjoyed the most have to be Can I mix Marineford with Impel Down? Because Impel Down is 20 episodes. I don't feel like it's an arc by itself. I don't know if that's mixable.
Yeah, for the sake of this question, you can mix it.
Okay, cool. So Marineford and Impel Down, since like my all-time favorite characters are in it, Ace and Buggy, then I really enjoyed Sabaody. It's a really underrated arc. I really liked it. I think like this was the turning point in One Piece where we learned about like the dark side of the government, like the Celestial Dragon, the sleeves, and stuff like that. And the third one that I really really enjoyed was Dressrosa. I think it's also super underrated because the story was so emotional. Every side character has amazing backstory, and it's just like it was also super dark, like the whole story of it. It just and also like best villain ever, Doflamingo, and also Law, Corazon, everybody. It was just the peak arc in my opinion.
So I like me personally when I first watched Dressrosa like for the very first time, I actually dropped the anime because I couldn't take it anymore. Like it was just so unbearable. But like what makes you love Dressrosa like specifically? Like I know you kind of like mentioned like it was dark and you have law and stuff like that, but are there actual plot points that like really pull you in?
You know what's crazy? I rewatched it with one of my friends and I still loved it. I didn't even feel the pacing. I can understand that at some point in the Colosseum, like when they were like fighting, the pacing was a bit meh. But it's just like I feel like it was the best side characters that were presented in Dressrosa. So for example, I really like Bartolomeo. I like the fact that Sabo came back. I liked Senior Pink's backstory. I liked even Baby Five. I liked Corazon, Law, Doflamingo. I feel like every like I feel like Oda like he didn't put just the accent on the straw hat. Even like Usopp, like he got like his God Usopp moment, and everybody was following him. Like there was so many peak moments, and so many like everybody was like no, there wasn't just one person who was in the spotlight. Everybody had like their moment in Dressrosa, and you could fall in love with the side characters so much. And also, as I said, the story, I thought it was so sad that like they get turned into toys and like everybody forget about them. And like Karos, best dad ever in One Piece, like hands down, the only not deadbeat father. Let's be honest here. And it's just like his love for his wife and his daughter, and the fact that he's taking care of her even though she forgot about him, and how sad his backstory is. It's just. And whatever happened to the king when Doflamingo just like manipulated him and the army to kill their own citizens. Like I just feel like it was so much emotion. It was just I don't understand how people don't dislike it. I can understand you dislike it for the pacing, but otherwise it was one of the best stories.
As a professional Usopp hater, I do this, you know.
You hate Usopp?
I mean, like, is it really my fault? Like,
How
he didn't
dare
get a
you?
fight in. He didn't get a fight in. Okay, I'm not gonna go on a tangent because we could spend the rest of the stream explaining why I don't like Usopp. But I will be honest. Like, one of the reasons I like Dressrosa is because of like not only the God Usopp moment, but also when he, you know, sniped Sugar from that distance. Like that was lit. That was much needed for him, right?
You know that was the first foreshadowing for his like future side, because like when I only caught it on a rewatch, because if you rewatch it he actually like, you know, aim and he sees a future where he missed, and then people around him are like, are you okay? And then he's like, yeah, and then he reposition and then it works. And at that moment when I watched Dressrosa I didn't know what that meant, but now that I'm rewatching I'm like, yo, that was foreshadowing.
Okay, so to kind of like switch gears into like another arc, we're currently in the Egghead Island arc, obviously. Are you enjoying it so far? Like, what is your rating 1 to 10 for this arc?
Honestly, I love Egghead. I feel like I love the fact that Oda picked up the pacing and that it's like faster than the other arcs. I think we needed that change of pace. I also really like the fact that it's like about futuristic stuff. I've always been like a fan of like anything that is futuristic, so I'm glad that he was able to incorporate that in One Piece. I honestly I was a bit I'm not a big fan of like the Vegapunk thing, like the fact that it's like split in personalities and the imposter thing that happened. I didn't like, I wasn't that into it. I mean, it was fun, the imposter game, but I just felt like it made no sense. Who like also like Cure and stuff like that. Like I was like, okay, whatever. But otherwise, it's really nice. I really like the fact that we get to know more about Bonnie, about Kuma. I was always super interested in Kuma, so I'm glad that we get to know more about him, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on a lot of those. York for me kind of like rubs me the wrong way because like there's times in
Didn't
like there's instances on the Egghead Island where like the left side would blow up and there'd be destruction on like the left side of the island and she would be on the total other side. Like there's literal instances where it wouldn't even make sense for her to be the trailer or the traitor unless they properly explain it, which they haven't yet. So like for me, I really enjoy this arc so far, but like York just feels weird. I don't know if you feel the same way when it comes to the traitor stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I just like her reasoning for betraying for me is dumb. Like, oh, because I want to be a celestial dragon, I want to have like an easy life and stuff like that. I was like that's your ambition. Like that's your end goal. Like it's just like you're so smart. Like you're supposed to be super smart. Like that's I just felt like it was like underwhelming. I wish there was like a bigger reason, you know. I
Yeah.
think that's why I was a bit mad about it.
Yeah, it just seems very shallow. So like on that topic though, we know that there's like a weapon in the sky, Mother Flame, and that's what they use to destroy Lelucia. Are you in the camp that York made it, or do you think the actual Vegapunk, like Stella himself, made it? What are your thoughts on that exactly?
I don't know if it was only one Vegapunk who made it. I think like it was a mix of all of them, or like some of them. I don't think there's only one of them who makes the weapons. I don't know. Like I don't know. That was a theory that it was just one of them. I think if it had to be one of them, it has to be like the initial Vegapunk, the main one, because otherwise I don't see why he's so important and why we're trying to keep him alive in the story. Like he needs to like have like a, I guess, some sort of leverage against the government or something, you know?
Um
You always
all right,
look
this just
beautiful
came in
high.
at the end of
Kiss
your
and face.
sentence. Terrence said you always look beautiful, he made kissing up.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Appreciate the super, my boy. Someone said stop spamming Riz. I'm done. So I'm sorry. We left off at Egghead. So like another thing I wanted to ask you in terms of this arc, we see that Oda's like throwing us a bunch of different directions because we have Egghead Island itself, obviously. Then we're seeing stuff with Cross Guild. We saw Shanks and Kid Elbaf, the whole Hachinosu stuff, etc. Do you like when Oda sends us a bunch of different ways, or do you prefer when Oda, stays on one island and like focuses on one island?
I'm gonna be honest, I really love. Okay, so this is something I love about like what is happening, like the pacing with Oda right now, is that he is going all in all directions. Like he is making us miss, like whatever is happening in a place. So when he stays too long in an arc, I feel like it gets like a bit. This is where the pacing gets bad. But the fact that he's switching up and he's showing us a bit of the Cross Guild, a bit of the Revolutionary, a bit of like Imu and the Gorosei, and a bit of Egghead. Like he's like a bit of the Pirate Island, a bit of Shanks. Now that I think about it, there's so many things happening at the same time.
Yeah. There's like 8 different plot lines.
But I really love that. I think like because of that, I'm able to miss the other characters. Because of that, I'm like, oh, I miss the Straw Hats. It's been a while. Oh, I miss the Cross Guild. It's been a while. Like I really like that. I like that there's so many parallel things happening at the same time. I love this, and I hope he keeps doing that.
So besides Egghead Island itself, what are like the 2 other plot lines that pull you in the most? Between again Hachinosu, Cross Guild, the Reverie, Kuma.
Wait, what do you mean? What pulls me in? Like what I like the most?
Yeah, like what you like the most? What are you like most excited to see more of?
I mean, listen. I guess I'm really excited to see what is happening in Egghead right now, since like we're done a bit with, the Pirate Island and
Off
Garp
topic,
and stuff
but
like
thanks
that.
for putting
And I
me
knew
on the
anyways
workout
that
routine.
Oda
I
wasn't
am
gonna
so
show
healthy
us
and built now,
like
and I have abs.
everything like till the end. He always like cut off the scenes sometimes. So I'm excited to see what is happening in Egghead. But to be honest, like I want to see also like what Shanks is doing. And I want to see also what the Cross Guild like next step is. Like I don't know if I'm biased because like I'm a huge Buggy fan and he wants to become king of the pirate. So I'm like yo, like I want to see what Buggy's up to, what he's gonna do, what is his next move, and also like where's Blackbeard? Like also I'm wondering that too. So
Yeah, that's actually funny you mentioned that because that was like my next question. Because we
Oh.
see we see the ship right with the we even see like the crow's nest of the ship, and they have the flag at the top. I actually went back to Jaya and I was looking at Blackbeard's ship, at that time, and like I noticed that they didn't have their Jolly Roger on like the crow's nest. So I was wondering, like, I was thinking, like, what if this is the main ship? Like, what if it's the main ship? It would probably be Blackbeard. Or no, what I meant to say, it did have the flag on the crow's nest at Jaya, and that was Blackbeard's ship. And at that time, I'm pretty sure he still had commanders. So, like, my question is, since it seems like it's the main ship going to Egghead, would you agree that it's Blackbeard himself going to Egghead?
That would make the most sense since he's not on his pirate island. Like, where would he be? There's. I mean, also, like, why would he go to Egghead? Maybe he has like Blackbeard is that type of guy. He's an opportunist, so he's gonna go there and grab whatever he needs when everybody's fighting, and just like be a rat, just like be himself. So I'm pretty sure he has like some motive to go there, and he's just waiting until like everybody get there and fight first. So that would make sense. But I don't know what he would be after in Egghead, to be honest. Like, there's nothing much. Maybe a technology that Vegapunk developed or something like that. I don't know. But it's probably him, to be honest. Otherwise, I don't see where he is, like where he would be.
All right. Good thoughts, but Silver Crown with the 5. Appreciate you, my boy. He said off topic, but thanks for putting me on your workout routine. On your workout routine, Eddie. I'm so healthy and built now. I have abs.
Yeah, it's but it's cute. It's cute that you're motivating people to go to the gym and like they're seeing results. So I mean, that's good. You're a good person.
Yeah, I
Good job.
appreciate that. I try to, like, I don't want to be a little too inspirational and come off corny or whatever, but I do hope to
corny.
inspire people. Like, I just don't want to take it too far, like,
No,
I don't want to
listen.
like spam people and stuff like that.
No, that's really nice of you. That's not. Keep doing that. Doing that.
They said bro gave him a Bugatti. I'm done.
Wow.
I got completely sidetracked. We were talking about, okay, so Blackbeard, right?
Blackbeard, yeah.
So I think, like, sure, Blackbeard could have went after Vegapunk like ages ago, but I don't think it's too late. Would you agree? Because, like, remember, like, Blackbeard, his whole thing's like chasing devil fruits. Vegapunk is trying to recreate fruits. He has the green
Ooh.
blood. Don't you think that would be in line with Blackbeard's goals?
The thing is, why wouldn't have Blackbeard went before? I think it's because he, as I said, he's an opportunist. So he's waiting for the good opportunity, and for him, this is the best opportunity for him to like maybe go steal his devil fruit or go steal some fake devil fruit that like Vegapunk did or like anything. So I think that's why he is waiting now to do it because it's the best time for him. And also you might be right, it might be because of devil fruit. To be honest, it might make sense. Maybe it's a devil fruit that he's always wanted to have and he couldn't, and that since Vegapunk can kind of create them, maybe he's going there for that reason. You might be right.
So another thing, right, that might be on the horizon, the Rocks flashback. Is this something that you feel very invested in?
Oh my god, I cannot wait for the God Valley flashback about like, I want to see what actually went down with Rogers and Garp. I want to see like what went down with the Rocks Pirate because like we still have survivors like Big Mom, we had Big Mom, Whitebeard and Kaido. I don't remember if there was more people in the Rocks Pirate. Was there only them? Anyways, but they never talk about it. You never hear Big Mom or Kaido talking about it. I feel like they're I don't know if they're traumatized or something. Nobody's talking about it ever. So it must be something amazing that happened. There's something crazy. I want to see what exactly went down and how come Big Mom and Kaido are so close to each other. Maybe something happened over there. Maybe that's how they got close. And also I want to see like did the Holy Knights like get like God's Knight, Holy Knight, whatever you call them, did they really like, were they there, did they help against like Rocks? Because I think that Garp and Rogers aren't strong enough. For me personally, this is speculation, I think that Rocks is way he is way stronger than Rogers, but that's just my take. and I think that they need the God's Knight or Holy Knights to actually fight against him. But we'll have to see. I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be like top 2 flashbacks ever. Like, it's just, I cannot wait.
Preach said something along the lines of that. He said, I really like the theory Kuma was a slave being forced into labor at God Valley. Not my idea / theory. I think you might have mentioned something similar to me, right? Like, don't you think Kuma was a slave?
I mean, are you talking about like he was forever a slave since forever, or just like
No, like
in which timeline?
do you remember how recently we saw young Kuma like getting beat, and like there was like people telling him like, hey, don't run away? Do you remember that? A lot of people think that Kuma was on God Valley at that time. He looked young, like a little kid.
Okay, but like there was also a thing about like he came from like a lost kingdom, and he was like not a king or something. I don't remember if he was a king or something. Like, there's something about a lost kingdom he was in, and maybe that place was God Valley. Like, maybe that would make sense, because we're not like God Valley was God Valley erased like from the map. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was there. Maybe that was the place where he grew up and where he lived, and maybe he was a slave. But the thing is, like, it doesn't make sense for me that he was a slave ever since he was young, because like, how did he get Bonnie? Like, how did like it's just, I don't see how he was able to have a family through that. So
this is gonna be super tinfoil. I don't know if you remember how earlier in the story, Capone Beige got sucked up into the air, and there's like this gigantic ball. Do you remember that? He was in like the middle.
What do you mean? Wait, we sucked up in the air. When?
I saved the panel somewhere. I could send it to you real quick.
Yeah,
but
send me the panel. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was basically like on his ship. I think it might have been like in pre-time skip, and like he was sailing in the ocean, and there was like this ball in the sky, and it pulled him and his ship up into the ball, like as if it was like magnetic or something. Here, I'll send you the panel real quick.
Yeah, because listen, I have a bad memory, guys. I think I have dementia. Like, when it comes to One Piece, y'all need to show me the panel and the timestamp, because I forget.
Because you mentioned God Valley being erased, and recently I was thinking like, how cool would it be if, you know, certain islands were erased because they were like sucked up out of the ocean rather than being destroyed. I sent you the panel right now.
Oh wait! Oh my God, the ship. What are you talking about? Blah blah blah. What? How did I forget about that? That looks like, yo. But like, he got sucked up. But like, what is that? Is that like a flying island?
We don't know what it is, but
like, it's like it has its own gravity. It's like you know, like it's I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like a Shiki's power when he's like, he can like just fly with his ship. But yeah, no, it's really interesting.
Do you think Shiki's coming back?
Nah. I'm sorry, but like, it just, people who come in movies.
Chat, is Shiki coming back? Yes or no?
Who get introduced? Yeah, I feel like he was really a cool character, and you know, people just wanted to like, you know, like hype him up and stuff like that. But I don't see why he would come back. I don't see what he can bring to the story, to be honest. And he is a bit a broken character, so that would be weird. It just, no, I don't know. I don't think he's coming back. What, you want him to come back?
I'm kind of indifferent. Like, he's cool or whatever, but it's actually really interesting. Obviously, a lot of these movies, if not like all of them, are not considered canon, except the Shiki one. Someone showed me how Oda himself, like, they sent me receipts a few months ago on how Oda said that it was an actual canon thing.
Shiki, I mean, yeah,
like
everything. And
the movie.
Even I think Sengoku talked about him at some point. He was like, oh, there was only one person who was able to escape from Impel Down. Wasn't it about Shiki?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's the thing. It's not because you exist in your canon that you have to come back to the story. That's the thing. You need to bring something, a purpose. Like, what is he gonna be? A villain? An ally? Like, he's not gonna be an ally, obviously. But like, do we need another villain? I just I don't think like we need him, to be honest. Like, he had his era, and I don't know if you're noticing, but like, Oda is like trying to like, you know, turn the page to the new era. Like, he's like, he killed off Whitebeard. Like, he's taking care of Garp, I guess. Like, he's like trying to like even like the warlord. Like, everybody's like, not the warlord. I mean the Yonkos. Everybody's like getting beaten up. Like, so we can switch to the next generation. So it wouldn't make sense to me for him to bring something from the old generation now, you know?
I totally agree. And you were spitting hard. Like, I think a lot of people don't look at it that way. Like, Oda uses characters very wisely, especially if he's going to use a character like Shiki, who had a whole movie like surrounding him. We know that he was a rocks pirate. Like, if Oda's going to reintroduce him, he's going to need an actual reason for that. I use the same logic for NL. Like, if Oda's going to bring NL back, there has to be an actual reason why, not just for the sake of doing it. And I use the same logic for Scopper Gabon, because my chat loves to shove Scopper Gabon down my throat, pause, and there's no reason for him to really come back. People like, I feel like it's so forced. So I definitely feel you on that.
Listen, I mean, Oda is the type who would actually bring somebody just because he's popular. It did happen. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Why would Lucci come back if he would get beaten up in 2 seconds? Like, I feel like Oda does bring people back for like also because they're popular. Same with Crocodile. If he wasn't popular, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have brought him back. And I'm pretty sure Doflamingo is coming back for like... No, Doflamingo could come back for like multiple other reasons. I'm not gonna say his name, but like there's some other characters that like it's purely because they're popular, to be honest. So it could happen. But Shiki is just like, honestly, there's really no reason. And I don't think he's popular enough to come back as well.
We have another super from Terrence. Appreciate you, bro. He said, I need to see Gear 5 Luffy grab Kizaru in light form.
Wait, you want to see who?
Gear 5 Luffy grab Kizaru in light form.
Am I the only one who doesn't want Luffy to like go against Kizaru? Like, I want like I don't know. I feel like Luffy should go against Saturn. That makes way more sense.
I agree.
If Saturn is stronger, I mean, obviously Saturn has to be stronger. So I feel like Kizaru should go like against maybe Zoro or maybe Sanji, or like the two of them together. It could be they could team up or something. But for me, it doesn't make sense because who's gonna go against Saturn? Unless Saturn doesn't do anything and just sit down, you know? Yeah,
I definitely agree. Like in typical shonen fashion, it like hierarchy correlates with strength. The only time that didn't really apply was literally like once or twice. We know with Spandam in Enies Lobby, he had the hierarchy over someone like Lucci, but Lucci was stronger. But like literally any other time in One Piece, that hierarchy correlates with strength. So being that Saturn's a Godose member, top of the world government, and we know that admirals, especially like fleet admirals, are underneath the Godose, it makes most sense that Luffy would go against Saturn. I totally agree.
Yeah, like narratively speaking, if we follow the logic, yes, it has to be this way.
So what if, or how about this? What do you see Saturn having? Like his devil fruit, do you think there's a certain animal in mind?
Yeah, I don't remember which animal he was, but like, I think it was, I don't know if it was you, but like that showed a poster where like there was like a bull or something and he had the same scar. Like, I don't know if that was, is it Saturn or was that another person?
No, that was me. That was me. It's a bull and it was Saturn.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think I knew that he was a Zoan just because of like the shapes of the animals. You know, like they showed us like some shapes, like at some point in one panel with Imu, like when Sabo, like, when the dad, Vivi's father, like, you know, got assassinated. So I knew that he was a Zoan just because of like the placement he was in, but I didn't know which Zoan he was. And I also saw somebody showed me on Reddit. It was a post where like they're showing a story about like a king, and there was like animals that following him. I'm gonna show it. I'm pretty sure you saw it. But I can send you that. But I knew that he was an animal just because of that too. I just wasn't sure which one he was. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense, honestly. Like, and because of your post too, I got like confirmation that he might be.
The confirmation.
For me, he like it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Also because of like the figure they showed us, like you know, or when Imu was there, and like we just saw how they looked like because of their shadows, so it makes sense.
So on the topic of the Godose, we know in like the recent chapters, as you said, we saw all their animalistic silhouettes. We saw that Imu dialogue between him and Koba, or her, or whatever Imu ends up being. Do you like how all this Reverie stuff unfolded? Because it was quite a lot to unpack.
I was so hyped when this chapter came out. You have no idea. I was reading these like at some point I was in the subway and I read that in front of everybody, and I swear it was like when he was like Lily or something, and then I was like I was losing it, and people were like looking at me like, what is wrong with her? I was literally losing it. I feel like I haven't been that excited about One Piece in a while. Like it just like we keep like getting new information, and I love the fact like Emo was always something that I wanted to get to know more about, and the Gorosei I never really was interested until that moment about the Gorosei. So like it's just I loved how it happened, and I feel like Cobra knew what was coming for him. So like I guess he wanted to die at least with knowledge. That's what he wanted. But I'm not mad how everything like happened. I think it happened how it should have happened.
All right, so this question's obviously to you and the chat. When you think about Emu's design with your imagination, what does Emu look like?
For me, like you know, the face is where the eyes are, and then that's just a crown. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like I refuse to believe that's like part of her head. Like that doesn't make sense.
So you think it's a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl. It has to be. We need a female like to be strong. I want her to be a girl. Honestly, it would be so nice because like first of all, there's many like male like figure in One Piece. It would be nice to have a female lead. But also she could be the mother of somebody important. That would be really cool. That would be a really cool like, you know, twist.
Shanks' mom?
I don't know. It's just maybe I don't know what she could be, but like she has to be somebody's mom. That would be really cool.
Do you okay, well, Emu's powers, do you think they have a devil fruit? Do you think they have like every devil fruit, like hockey,
Emu?
like a hockey god? Like
I don't know, because like how is Emu controlling the ancient weapons? Like that's the first question. How? And the thing is like I don't know if I don't want Emo to have a devil fruit. I want her to be like beyond that, on top of that, like that she has something like I don't know, that she can maybe I don't know, control people who have devil fruits or something crazy like that. Because like she's at the top. She needs to be different than the others. She can't be like everybody else and have a devil fruit, unless there's a devil fruit that is super broken and she has it. But I think that's Blackbeard's role at the moment. So.
all right, so Blackbeard then. Why does Blackbeard have 2 devil fruits? Or how?
Listen, I don't know. He made some research and he was able to incorporate 2 devil fruits because maybe his first devil fruit allows him to have another one. Because yeah, I think there was a theory at some point where like since he can like negate, maybe he can also negate the fact that the other devil fruit are gonna like eat each other. I don't know. There's so many theories about that, and there's also theories that he's gonna have a third one. Like I don't know how he's doing it.
My chat, excuse me. My chat always tells me that Blackbeard's an octopus. I don't really know why. Do you know why?
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, honestly, it's just I don't know why they would say that he's an octopus. Like people usually said that he's like the
Cerberus.
hell, yeah, exactly, with the 3 head, and that's why he's gonna have a third devil fruit who's gonna be his own type, so he can have the 3 type of devil fruits. People always say that, but like octopus, honestly, I have no idea why.
I think it's something about having 3 hearts, so it allows him to have multiple devil fruits.
Okay, I didn't
Octopuses
know
have
that
3
they had
hearts.
3 hearts.
And like
Well, I mean, makes sense.
Blackbeard's current bounty is a number pun on 3 hearts.
Damn, y'all are really like into details. Damn. But honestly, if it's like everything is like has to do with 3, so I guess it would make sense. So you think that maybe his zone fruit will be like an octopus or something like that?
Yeah, so have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, I have.
So like Davy Jones, which was already name dropped in One Piece 2, he was like an octopus man.
Yeah.
So it could be the case where Blackbeard, maybe he's literally like, he has the lineage factor of an octopus, or he has the Hito Hito no Mi model Davy Jones, or maybe he has like a mythical kraken. There's a few different ways that like you could spin it for him to be an octopus. Yeah, I was trying to see your thoughts on that, because my chat's always trying to tell me about it.
I do think it's really interesting. I do believe that he's gonna have his own fruit also to complete like, I guess, the three type of devil fruits. But yeah, an octopus could be nice, I guess. It could make sense because of the three hearts, as you said.
All right, so one of the long-awaited questions I have for you, and I want you to go on till your heart is content. What are your thoughts on Mihawk?
Wait, repeat. You cut.
No, I was just saying, I want you to answer this. Just go on the longest tangent if you need to.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Mihawk? I need you to let the chat know your raw emotions on Mihawk.
Oh my god, the chat is not ready for this. Okay, so okay. So, listen guys. The first time I saw Mihawk, listen, I really liked him. I was like, yo, he's this lone wolf who's like traveling the seas and who's like on par with Shanks and like who's gonna be against Zoro. He's the best swordsman, blah blah blah. And yeah, I like this energy drink. Anyways, so yeah, so I was really like into him. I was like, yo, he's so cool. He's mysterious, blah blah blah, and everything was fine. Then you fast forward, like he started becoming underwhelming in Marineford. So that's where I was like, okay, like him going against Vista and him like not wanting to fight Shanks and stuff. I was like, okay, like he's maybe like, you know, not on their level, or maybe he's not amused. He's like, yo, this is outside of my contract. I don't do anything outside of my contract, which he actually stated in the Stampede movie. So that's his own personality. He's that type of guy. He's just like, I'm too lazy. I don't want to do things. But I was wondering, like, what is his end goal? What does he want to do? Like, what are your ambitions? And then fast forward again, you just find him like teaming up with like Buggy and Crocodile in Cross Guild. At that moment, I lost all respect for him. I'm sorry. I was like, bro, like you fell off, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, is this what are you gonna amount to? Is this like your retirement plan? You don't want to do anything with your life? Like, it just, and also. It's like he doesn't know what to do with his life, and he's like, oh, let me just try to, like, you know, bandwagon people and like try to get something. It's just like I feel like he's trying to stay relevant and get to like something. It's just, you know how I actually compared him? I compared him to KD. I was like, oh, he needs to, like, you know, be with the Warriors to get a ring. So he needs to be with Buggy and Crocodile to like get something, to like be relevant or like win something, because at this point, like, he's not going anywhere. He's just like, he's having his midlife crisis, I guess. He needs to find a goal, something. I don't know. I just feel like he's supposed to be beyond these people and like maybe do something by himself, or like at least, I don't know, if you really wanted a crew, why don't you make a crew yourself? What are you doing?
Nah, I mean, that was all facts. Like, you were spitting, and you know what? I won't lie to you, Hime. The streets are saying that Mihawk is on fraud watch because of Garling, but I don't know. That's just what the streets are saying. Like, Garling has Mihawk on fraud watch.
Yeah. By the way, Chief, I actually love Buggy. Oh yeah, wait, is this a quote from me? Because I think I said that before. There are two types of people: the ones that like Buggy and the people with bad opinions, 100%, or bad taste. Listen, our Lord and Savior Buggy D Clown will become Pirate King. Okay, this will happen, whether y'all like it or not.
Let me tell you something. On this stream, we got Buggy love and we have Gaimon love. I know you're not a fan of Gaimon, but you will be converted.
It's not that I'm not a fan or anything. It's just like I never really thought about him like that much. I guess that's all. Like, I don't hate him or anything.
All right, because I might have had to end the stream sooner. Like,
damn, look at you.
No, I'm just kidding. But the next question, another long-awaited question. I can't wait to hear your take on this. Seriously, let me pull out the list real quick. Okay. Thoughts on Dragon?
Yo, okay, you know what's funny is like, the last stream I was on, I like went off. It was like, was it like yesterday or the day before? We were doing like the chapter review, and like then I don't know how we came to talk about Dragon, and then I was like wondering. I was like, why do people like Dragon? And I started thinking to myself, I was like, yo, like, Is it like his personality, like his looks? What is it that people like get attracted to dragon about? Like, I think people don't like dragon. They like the idea of dragon. They like the what can dragon what dragon can like give them by the end of the story. And it's just because we don't know anything about this man. Y'all don't know anything. He could be like the worst person ever. Like, we don't know his backstory. We don't know like what his actual end goal is. Like, and we never saw him do anything. Okay, like, let's be honest. Ivankov and Sabo are doing everything. Did you like Dragon is just sitting down and like, just being a deadbeat father. That's what he's best at doing. That's the only thing we know about him. So why do you guys like him? How can you guys like somebody that you don't know anything about? Are you guys like are Dragon fans projecting? Is it like daddy's issues? Like, what is it that you like about him? Oh, his tattoo, he looks cool. I'm trying to understand, like, this is just shallowness at this point. Y'all like somebody y'all don't even know. Who has no feet and who hasn't done anything, even in a revolutionary army. Like, Sabu's doing everything. Please explain to me your infatuation with Dragon and the fact that we don't even know if he's actually strong. So, like, yeah, y'all are projecting, I think.
Hey, and you
y'all
know
want
what?
him to be great.
One of the reasons people really love Dragon too is because they try to argue that he's the most wanted man, which is flat out not true.
That's not true.
It's straight up not true. And you know this. I sent you the panel, and chat, in case you guys don't know this. During Fishman Island, they called Fisher Tiger word for word the most famous criminal in the world, right? Did he have a bounty anywhere near the highest? No. Dragon didn't even know about Emu until Ivankov told him.
Listen, I don't have any problem with somebody being like, I'm interested in that character. Like, maybe they really fell in love at first sight. I don't know, but like, you can like be interested in a character, but being like, this is my favorite character, or like, yo, this is the best character ever. I'm like, bro, I need a backstory. I need to get more about the character. I need to get attached to the character. I can't just like him just because narratively speaking he's supposed to be strong. That's like, I feel like that's fake.
You know what? Like, his only feat that could say anything about strength is bullying Smoker. Pre-time skip Smoker. Like,
but the number of people who bullied Smoker, this man keep taking L's. Like, I just feel bad for Smoker, to be honest. He was meant for greatness, and he just Oda did him so dirty, bro.
He took 4 L's in Punk Hazard. 4 L's in one arc.
Bro, I don't know, man. Smoker, like, I don't know. I feel bad for his fans.
L with the 5, appreciate you, my boy. You always sliding through, bro, supporting the stream. Shout out to you, man. He said, I doubt Mihawk is a stronger swordsman than both Garling and the Venus Gorosei.
Yeah, I don't think Mihawk is stronger than the Garling guy. Like, for 100% sure he's not, because otherwise again, I hate to say this, but narratively speaking, it wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, like, I think that's like a fine assumption, or like a fine take, because the Gorosei, they don't leave Marie-Joie ever, so like they aren't like really part of the world. Like, I don't see Venus Gorosei going around the world like fighting people, so like he wouldn't be grouped up with swordsmen of the world, so therefore like it wouldn't be a narrative issue if he was stronger than Mihawk. Probably the same case for the Holy Knight. It's
just like imagine Mihawk being stronger than the Garling like guy, okay? And he's amounting to being a co-partner, co-CEO of the Cross Guild, and not doing shit with his life. And he's gonna get beaten up by Zoro at some point. I don't think that makes sense. Like, I'm sorry, it makes no sense. The Garling family is probably way stronger than Mihawk. Like, y'all want to see Mihawk being the strongest swordsman, but like, I don't see that happening now that we got introduced to the Holy Knights.
So you mentioned Zoro beating up Mihawk. Do you think that takes place before Final War, during Final War, or after Final War?
I personally want that to take place after. I feel like it doesn't make sense. I don't know honestly, because yes, Zoro needs a hockey bloom probably from Mihawk to be able to beat like maybe an end villain, like somebody on Blackbeard crew. But I think it would be like more cool for his story to be like a side story at the end, just something like super specific for him, and be like, okay, this is the long-awaited, duel. So let's get it done with. It would be way more cooler this way. But I can understand why he would incorporate it before, so he can have his, character development, hockey bloom, whatever you may call it.
And Ronnie with the 3 months in a row, like D stream or get syphilis. That is a wild message.
What?
That's fucking
crazy.
wild, bro.
That's crazy.
All right, next up, what are your thoughts on Mr. Crocodile? Sir Crocodile.
Damn.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back. You just let it rip.
Okay. Just so you guys know, there's a lot of characters that I love in One Piece, okay? It's just like, he's asking questions about the ones that he knows I hate. He knows. Okay, so listen. Once again, Crocodile was introduced as this drippy, good-looking character with like a deep voice, and like he's always smoking a cigar, and he looks cool. He has a nice devil fruit, he's the better version of Gaara, I guess. He looks amazing. He's cool. He looks drippy and stuff, and then he gets beaten up by pre-time Skip Luffy without haki, with water. Now, y'all can argue, like, it was his weakness, blah, blah, blah. But, like, he's a warlord. He was literally the weakest I think he was even weaker than, like, I don't want to sound mean, but maybe him and Moria were on the same level, probably. But, like, he was one of the weakest. And I was so mad about it because he had such an amazing devil fruit. So, let's say, okay, like, we use we use his weakness against him. And then fast forward again, he comes back doing the Cross Guild, teaming up with Buggy and Mihawk as well. And I'm like, what are you doing? What is happening? These characters just don't. When a teacher is just picking 3 students to do a project together and it just doesn't make sense. This is the Cross Guild. Like, it's like they had to like do the project together. And I mean, Crocodile, I guess he's smart. He can build up an organization, but why does he need Buggy? And why does he need Mihawk? There's that too, I'm wondering. And I don't know, I feel like he fell off, and he's also trying to stay relevant. And bro, I just hate the fact that like Oda feels the need to bring back people who got like, beaten up, and I feel like they should stay in the past, and Crocodile should stay in the past. I don't see why he would come back. Probably because people like him. Again, but he's probably coming back because he's popular. Again, it's probably solely for that fact, because otherwise I don't see what is he bringing up to the story other than being like Buggy underling because Buggy wants to become the Pirate King now, something like that. And also like I just hate how he gets beaten up by water. Like I always tell that to people, like this man wakes up every day praying that it's not raining, because like what is he gonna do if it's raining? Like how is he taking showers? Like what are you doing? Like I just he's so underwhelming, bro. He's so underwhelming. Like how can you guys like him? Yo, and also there's the whole Crocomon thing and the fact that he might be a girl. Like I don't know, bro. Like too many allegations. Is he beating the allegations? I don't know.
He's not beating fraud allegations. Watch, when he's gonna end up getting clapped soon, and people are gonna be like, "Damn, I was expecting him to be so much stronger," and he's gonna get clapped.
Just like Lucci's comeback, just like everybody's like, the comeback is gonna be amazing. Bro got like he catched a fade, bro. Like it was awful, and he had an awakening. That's actually sad.
So you mentioned Moria. This is for you too, chat. Do you like Moria?
I like his devil fruit, but I don't like him as a person. I feel like him, again, he was supposed to be great. He was like, okay, you know what I hated about him in Thriller Bark is like he said that like, I don't remember if he went against Kaido, but it was said that like he lost everything, blah blah blah, and whatever. And I was like, bro, you're supposed to take this as motivation and actually go and be even more ambitious and like have more determination to like actually achieve your goals. But like he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give up everything and be on this island. I was like, you're so boring, bro. Like you're not never gonna amount to anything by this way of thinking. And I feel like he could be so much more. Like if he awakened, imagine he's awakening. Imagine he could like just like, you know, control like everybody at night, like the dead and stuff like that. Like he could be broken. So I think I'm disappointed, and I wish he could do more. Maybe he's gonna come back because we saw him. I don't know if he's gonna come back and do something amazing, but at this point, I don't really, I don't have expectations.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Absalom, he got killed. I think it was during Marineford. They took his fruit, went to Shiryu. Then Moria goes to Blackbeard, who's the ultimate devil fruit hunter, and we haven't seen him for hundreds of chapters at this point. And it's like he disappeared. So I almost feel like Oda's implying that the Blackbeard pirates killed him for the fruit. Would you agree with that or no?
And he imagined that with water.
Wait, repeat that last sentence.
I feel like Oda's basically implying that Moria went to the ultimate devil fruit hunter and that he was killed for that. Or do you feel like he's alive? Basically,
I think he's
I'm asking
alive.
you if he's dead or
He's
alive.
alive. He is. We saw him.
Wait, we did?
Didn't we? Yo, Chad, am I crazy? I remember we saw him. He was imprisoned or something like that, and he was asking. I don't know who he was asking. He was asking somebody to like get him out of like Perona said he was alive or something like that. I remember he was alive. Like I'm not crazy, right, guys?
Did I forget this, bro?
Maybe
no
maybe
way.
maybe I'm the one. Maybe I'm the one who's bugging, to be honest. But I thought he was alive and we saw him like.
That's wild. It might have slipped to my mind.
Yeah. I think Perona asked Kobe to free Moria or something like that. Yeah, I think he's on the pirate island or some shit like that. He's like imprisoned or or something like that. Yeah, I remember. Like I was like, yo, we saw some of like we saw
Okay,
him.
yeah, no, I'm creditless. Damn. Yeah, so I guess he is alive. But I'm wondering, just like you, like, what is Oda gonna use him for? Because surely Oda's setting something up. Do you think Blackbeard's gonna force him to work for him?
Probably, because I'm pretty sure Blackbeard knows how important his devil fruit is. So it's either he was able to escape with everything that was happening on the island at that moment, or he's gonna work for Blackbeard, or Blackbeard is gonna take his devil fruit. But I don't think he's gonna kill him because like Oda doesn't kill these kinds of characters. So I think he's gonna either work for Blackbeard or be able to escape and do something on his own, or maybe I don't know, join the Cross Guild. I guess because it's a charity case at this point. Everybody who fell off go there. But I'm so mean.
You were the ultimate
Everybody
Cross
but
Guild
Buggy.
hater. Exactly.
No,
everyone
not
except
Buggy. Listen.
fucking Buggy.
They should be thankful Buggy's even looking their way, okay?
Yeah, I mean, Mihawk has no followers. Without Buggy, he would have no like henchmen. He wouldn't have anyone to work for him.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's either he's gonna go and group up with the loser guild, or he's gonna work for Blackbeard. It's one of the two options. Otherwise, I don't see what he's bringing up to the story.
Do you think that Cross Guild might rescue Doflamingo? Or do you think Dofi's gonna stay there and impel down?
Okay, Doflamingo is 100% gonna get out of prison, one way or another. The thing is, I don't know if they're gonna go rescue him because Crocodile don't like Doflamingo, and Crocodile looks like he's like the brains of like the Cross Guild at the moment, and he's the one who's taking he's like giving the orders and stuff. Because I don't know if you remember in Marineford, Doflamingo always wanted to work with Crocodile, and Crocodile was always like declining him, which I find weird because like Doflamingo is way above him. Like, anyways, I guess they didn't like each other, but maybe that was also like foreshadowing that of them working with each other in the future. It could go both ways. So maybe they're gonna go like and help him out, but I don't know what they would like use him for. I guess like his influence, also dragon stuff. The problem with Doflamingo is like he wouldn't like work with them. He would have his own agenda because he wants to take revenge and stuff. So it's gonna be a bit hard to have like a nice teamwork between them. But yeah, that could be something that happens.
L with the what's up?
Oh, somebody's like, can we get a look at Yuki the Samoyed? Okay, at the end of the stream, because right now he's sleeping. At the end of the stream, before we end the stream, I'm gonna come and get him.
See, you guys need to watch all the way through. L with the 5, appreciate you, bro. He said, I think Crocodile lost because Luffy's devil fruit lets him do whatever he imagines, and he imagined that with water he'd be able to hit Crocodile. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
No, I think he just cannot handle water. It's just like, you know, like NL, like against Robert. It's the same thing. Like it's his weakness. But I feel like it's the worst weakness that could ever exist. Like it's just, as I said, imagine it's raining. Imagine I just have like a water bottle and I just splash it on his face. Like that doesn't make sense for me, for him to be this weak. But I guess everybody has their own weaknesses. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that like with Gear 5, that's what introduces the imagination. That's what introduces like being boundless. I don't think that applies to like pre-gears even. Because remember, Luffy wasn't even in Gear 2nd or 3rd or anything when he fought Crocodile.
I'm pretty sure it was just the fact that he had water and it was his weakness, to be honest. And also, like, none of them was using Haki. I mean, Haki wasn't introduced. You can argue that, but still.
Blizzard said what no Haki does to a motherfucker.
Yo, 100%. Yo, listen, we'd love to see it. Listen, you're a warlord and you don't even know how to use Haki, bro. Like, get better.
Okay. All right. I feel like I think we went through plenty of hate, you know? So let's talk about things that we can actually love and appreciate. Doflamingo, what makes him such a good character?
I guess it's just the way he was written. Like, it's like his backstory. He's the only one who's like a fallen celestial dragon. And it's really interesting to see like how he was treated after like moving out, and like why did he become this way. I don't know if you notice, like, people paint him as this villain ever since he was born, but like how I see it is that I just noticed you're putting the glasses. I think he was like, you know, anybody who would live with the celestial dragon in Marish would get brainwashed and think that they're above everybody else. So I can't really blame him for like his way of thinking. And also when he got to with the normal humans, I guess, like, people also treated him like shit. So I can understand his hatreds for them. So you can't be mad at somebody who doesn't know any better and who was raised a certain way. He's the product of his own environment. And also, like, he is not all bad. I don't know if you noticed, but he cares about the family that he created. Because that was something that was missing from him ever since he was young. He didn't feel like he belonged, and his mom died because his father, and he had to kill his father, blah, blah, blah. So he really wanted to create his own family. Like, even when Law, at some point in Dressrosa, I remember, he was gonna, like, kill one of his family member, and Dofi was like, okay, he was retreating. It's like he's not that evil if he cares about his family members. So I think he's a misunderstood character. Yes, he did like some awful things. He only cares about the people he wants to care about. But I just like how he's written and why he's doing things, and the fact that he came back to get his kingdom, because in his head it's like, this is mine. I'm supposed to like rule over it. I think he's just so well written. That's why people like him. And also he's drippy. He looks cool. He has a nice devil fruit. There's that too.
Okay. So who's another character? I guess Law, right?
Law. I am infatuated with Law, to be honest. Listen, like, my first ever character that I loved was Ace, but then, you know, Ace died, so I had to like pick somebody new to like just fangirl over, and it was Law. It's just, I loved him ever since Sabaody. He looked like mysterious, he looked cool and stuff, and like his devil fruit, I was like, yo, what is that? When he was like Room and Shambles and stuff, like I was like, yo, what is that devil fruit? And then you learn after a while, like in Dressrosa, his like backstory, the Corazon and everything. And it's just like, it hits so hard in the feelings. I think it's like top 3 saddest backstories ever. Like, Law's backstory is so sad. Every time I watch it, I feel like crying. It's so sad. And I think it's a mix between his backstory, his personality, the fact that he's like, I guess he doesn't care. He's not like emotional. He's super like, you know, level-headed, and he was allying with the Straw Hats. And also, I really love his devil fruit. The Opi no Mi, like, it has to be like one of the best devil fruits in the whole One Piece. So I guess it's like a mix of all of these things. that would like
Yeah.
kill him.
Definitely. If I had a devil fruit in real life, I always say it would be the Ope Ope to me. That fruit would be
know,
crazy.
Yeah, and also I like his crew. Like I know his crew is like weak, but I think it's cute. And he's the only one who has a submarine. And also like Beppo. Like I would do anything to have Beppo on my crew. You know?
I mean, your dog looks exactly like Beppo.
Yo, it actually, I'm not even gonna joke with you. It actually like it motivated me to get my dog. And people were like, "Why didn't you call him Beppo?"
Yeah, I mean, if he inspired you getting that dog, you should have just named him Beppo, I guess. Just go all the way with it. All right, so I'm trying to think, because you've told me some of your favorite characters, and I can only remember Dofi, Law,
Ace.
Ace. Do you want to talk about what makes Ace such a good character? Because a lot of people hate Ace.
Okay, so I feel like once again, Ace is a misunderstood character because first of all, imagine like you've been raised with no parents. And like you're trying to make it and you're trying to find your purpose in life. You're trying to be like Ace, the whole Ace like story is like him trying to find a purpose and a goal for his life and being useful and loved by others. Because like he didn't grow up with parents, he didn't grow up with like any sort of like I guess he didn't feel like the only family he had was like Luffy and Sabo, and also like Sabo died in front of him and he never knew that Sabo was alive. So he was trying to find his purpose in life, and I think when he met Whitebeard, he was like, okay, this is it, this is my goal, I'm gonna make this man like be the strongest, be like the I don't know, like he wanted to make him like he wanted to live for him, I guess. And he found a father in him. But even with that, like he had way too much pride and too much ego. That's why that was his downfall. That was what got him like captured. He shouldn't have never gone against Blackbeard. He got captured, and then he was like on the execution stadium, and then he was wondering how he got there. And when he saw everybody coming to save him, I don't know if you guys remember, but he was like, why are you guys here? Why is everybody coming for me? Because he didn't know until that point that people actually loved him. He just wanted to feel loved and useful for people around him. He wanted to feel like to find his purpose. I still remember a flashback with Garp when Garp was like, asking Garp like, it's not the same words, but he was like, I don't know what's my goal in life? What's my purpose? And then Garp was like, that's the beauty of life. You're gonna find it like by living. And then at that moment he found it. And he was like, okay, like people actually love me. People are ready to like sacrifice themselves for me. Like even Whitebeard, he was like, I forgive you. And he gave his life for Ace. And he made him understand that like as a parent, like this is unconditional love that I'm giving you. And at the end when Luffy was like just hugging him and he was like, thank you for loving me. Because that's all he wanted. He just wanted to be loved and find a purpose. And I think that's how it wraps beautifully his story. Because this whole time he was trying to find these answers and he found them on the moment where he died. So I don't understand how you guys cannot like him. Yes, he did some stupid shit, but he did that to get to like his breakthrough.
Yeah, I feel like people, they get really mad at the fact that like he turned around when he was mad at Akainu, but I feel like it's a bit much to say it ruined his character, because like his character's not that shallow. As you said, he grew up bullied. He didn't really have those parental figures. Like he had a very hard life, and like there's actual substance to his character. The closing of his character arc, crying to Luffy, saying like, "Oh, I finally feel loved." Like it's way deeper than just him turning around and being mad.
I know, and also like his whole point was like, I don't want to be like my father. I am my own person, and everybody kept like putting a tag on him. Like he had so many like issues growing up. So like it's normal for him like to not be perfect. Like, and also like y'all forgetting like he was like what 19, 20? Like come on y'all, like were y'all like super smart at that age? It's okay,
But Javi with the 2. Thank you. He said you should cosplay Law. You kind of look like him. Do you think that's a good idea?
You should cosplay. I actually saw. Yeah, you should cosplay Law. 100%. I'm so down. That would be so cool.
I have not done a cosplay. I feel like if I ever do a cosplay, I gotta show it on stream.
Yo, you have to. Honestly, guys, let's make that happen. I'm gonna bug him. I'm gonna be like, yo, you need to cosplay Lar. You need to cosplay Lar until he does it.
I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Maybe I could like maybe it'll be a goal. Like when my new channel hits like a certain amount of subs, then I'll do it. I could do like a whole kind of event like a stream. It'll be called Law Makes One Piece Theories, and I'm just dressed in cosplayed as Law the
Yo,
whole
that
time.
would be so funny. Yo, I'm so down. I'm so down. You have to.
And then Sneeko with the 2 said Eddie is so quiet. Is my mic quiet or something?
I don't know.
Am I quiet,
Maybe
chat?
maybe he means that like you're not going crazy or something like that.
I mean, I'm just letting you. I always let the guests just go on their tangents. That's how it always is.
Somebody is like, if he cosplay, you gotta dress up too. Yo, I have a lot of One Piece cosplays. I can cosplay something too if y'all want. I don't mind.
Man, I've never. I'm telling you, like I feel like I'd feel hella awkward. I've never done any kind of cosplay, especially
Honestly,
for a
the
stream.
first time is weird. The first time you do it, it's weird. You look at yourself, you're like, what the fuck? But then like I guess you get used. I got used to it because I've done it plenty of times, and like it just like it becomes funny because you have this whole new persona, you know.
Sneeko said my alt Silvers is here. That's not your alt. This guy Sneeko, every time he comes to the stream and he super chats, he's claiming like this other account, this new account, that account is like his alt. I don't know about this guy.
My alt Silvers is here.
Is that like a red flag kind of thing that this guy has like apparently like 10,000 burner accounts?
Listen, if he needs to do something for you, I'm pretty sure he can. Like he has influence.
Stop okay, he's going crazy. I don't know what he's talking about. Stop impersonating me, Silver. They're talking at the same time, aren't they? Oh my god.
I don't know.
All done washing your 88 Cadillac, Evil. Detailed the scenes. I hate my chat. I hate my chat.
No, your chat is I mean, I wasn't able to read everything, but they look really nice. I don't know.
It's like a love-hate type of thing.
Stop impersonating Silver.
That's cute. That's cute. I love your chat. You guys are cute.
They're goated. I saw something in here. So Gear 5 anime teaser. That's what I wanted to ask you. Did you see it? Did you see it yet?
I didn't see it like completely. I saw some little stuff, but like it really looks cool. But I hope it's not the final thing because like why are you spoiling us? If that's the final thing, I'm just not gonna be surprised when it happens. Like and I feel like Toei always does that. They're like, oh, look at what we're gonna show you in a few weeks. Okay, then don't show it to me. The fuck? I get really mad about that.
Yeah.
I get really mad about that. Unless like okay, so listen. So if it was just sneak peeks and there's way more to it than that, I'm not mad about it. But if it's like it's gonna be like the scenes that we saw and like just some small scenes with it, I'm just gonna be disappointed because they showed us beforehand. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. You know, like somebody like you who likes spoilers don't mind that, but I mind that.
Are you judging me?
I'm not. I'm just saying that like you don't like to be surprised. You like to have everything laid down in front of you. I like to be surprised and just, you know, to actually enjoy things.
Nah, I feel like you're hating.
I don't know what. Listen, I know that your chat won't like agree with me because probably they follow you because you do a lot of spoilers and they like that. But trust me, like getting surprised by something is just like it's priceless. Imagine you know everything that's gonna happen. How are you gonna enjoy things?
I mean, I feel like it's a surprise reading them, and I still get surprised like seeing the actual chat because
know what's happening.
okay, let me put it this way, right? In the spoilers, there was only one sentence, and it said something like, Garp uses Galaxy Divide and breaks the skull in half. Like, my imagination can only do so much, and when I actually saw that panel, I was like, yo, this is crazy. But maybe that's just me. I'm like a crackhead when it comes to One Piece. I'm gonna read the spoilers. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's an addiction. Like, spoilers, it's like an addiction. You start, and then you can't stop. And then you find yourself, like, you can't live without them. I think it's bad. It's bad for your health. I can understand as a content creator, it's really important maybe to like, you know, watch spoilers to be able to make content and stuff like that. but I feel like it takes out from my enjoyment.
Mhm.
You know what's funny, guys, is that I actually like I promised Eddie that at one time I would read spoilers for one chapter so I can like see the vibes. But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it and switch up.
I mean, you could do as you please. Like, I don't. I'll never like pressure someone to like read spoilers all the time, and I've never even like accidentally spoiled someone. I'm like very, very conscious when it comes to the spoiler culture. Like, I won't even like spoiler tweets. I won't reply to them. Like, I'm like one of those people that can enjoy spoilers and be in the mix without ruining it for other people, because that's just like messed up, you know?
Oh no, 100%. Yeah. People who spoil others, like they just like to see the word burn, bro. They wanna f up people's enjoyment for sure. But listen, I respect it. I just don't understand it, if that makes sense.
So I was gonna ask, like, on the topic of like seeing things weeks in advance, do you also skip like the outros of the anime when it shows what's happening the next episode, or do you watch those
But wait, you mean with One Piece or with any anime?
with One Piece?
Because the thing is, like, I'm up to date with the manga, so like nothing can like really spoil me in the anime, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like when I started One Piece, I would watch the previews, but like they wouldn't spoil that much. I don't feel like in the anime they spoil that much, to be honest, with the previews. So I never really felt like, oh, it's spoiling me or anything, you know.
But huge shout out to Killer Comedy with the 5 gifted memberships. Who got it though? Pepe, Yash, Great Peace, and Caleb, and Blizzard. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much, Killer Comedy. So, I always ask this on Buster Calls, or at least I try to remember to ask this. Would you consider 1044, like Gear 5 Nika, like the best chapter? And if not, like what in your eyes is like the best chapter, or at least like recent chapters that you think just tops everything else?
Damn, I don't know. I don't think it's the best chapter. I mean, I really like it, but I wouldn't say it's the best chapter ever. But I don't know what like. This is really hard. Like I didn't prepare. I feel like there was a lot of peak chapter that happened lately. So, damn, I don't know. I guess if I had to pick between the latest chapters, yeah, it has to be maybe the Gear 5, since like it's like the biggest, like, you know, I guess surprise we got. But I don't know. I might have to like look at one of the Egghead chapters where like some really big things are revealed to us and we get to know more about like I guess the Gorosei, Emo, and stuff like that, because of how like we felt, because it's like the first time we're getting information about them and how we felt. I guess also I really like the chapter when like they're showing like who the Gorosei are. That was really a peak chapter too. I can't just pick one, but it has to be to do with like a chapter where we're talking about Emu, the Gorosei, and maybe like Cobra inside, like something with these chapters.
So earlier I asked you to rate Egghead and let me know your thoughts, but there's a second arc I need you to rate, like 1 to 10. In chat, drop your numbers too. Let me know what you guys think. But Wano, 1 to 10. Wano
Okay.
as a whole.
Are we talking about manga or anime?
Let's just go off manga since the anime is not done yet.
Okay. Manga, honestly, I would rate it 7.58. 7.58.
So why isn't it a 10?
I feel like maybe that went against like Oda, like that was like not in his favor, but the fact that he really paced it so fast at moments, like the fights, I feel like I didn't see enough of them. They weren't fleshed out. They were way more fleshed out in the anime, and I was like, yo, that's how the fight was supposed to be. Because like, for example, in the manga, I was like, you know, Big Mom looked so weak in the manga, or like even like everybody's fights, like they were like underwhelming in the manga in my opinion, and they were like way better in the anime. Normally we like the manga better, and Wano, for the first time, I preferred the anime like 10 times more than the manga, and I feel like that's weird for me to say that. I don't know. People like everybody felt so underwhelming in the manga, but when you see them in the anime, they were like so cool, and the fight was amazing. So I guess that's why I didn't like it that much. And also I felt like I know people like that. Maybe they like the fact that like there was so much happening, but I felt like it was like like there was like a spaghetti. Like it was like every that there was so much happening. Like there was like, you know, Cypher Pool, there was like Big Mom, there was Kaido, there was, I was like, oh, why are there so many parties? Like why are they, like I feel like there was like so many third parties everywhere. I was like who's missing at this point? Like it's an open house, you know. And I felt like we didn't need like Big Mom. I don't think we needed her in Wano. Me personally, I feel like she was added just because we needed, like, I guess, her to get beaten up, you know, to like just like turn the page from the old Yonkos, or like for like Kid and Law's character development. But we can see now that like they're getting beaten up as well in the manga right now. So what was the purpose of that? I don't know. I guess it would have been better if Big Mom wasn't there. I feel like she was added for no reason. And also, it was CP0 who was there, or yeah, like,
Yeah.
why were they there? They didn't do anything. Like they were like, I was like, why are you guys here? Okay, probably like they wanted to like keep track and like, I guess, give the information to like the government or like Emu, like of what was happening. But I just felt like it was extra for no reason. There was so many people. I just didn't like that. I don't know. It was like a mashup. I don't know. That's why I'm not giving it a 10, because of all of these little things.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. And I know like towards the beginning you mentioned that like it was paced quickly. I also like that resonated with me because like if you look towards the end of the arc especially, it just seemed like things are moving very, very, very quick. Like Momo, his reveal, Green Bull showing up and then leaving, and then like the Straw Hats
Wow.
running out.
What was the point of Green Bull? Like coming and like seeing that he's a weak bitch because like he cannot handle Shanks from like 10 miles away. Like I was like, what is the point? Like I feel like Oda is like doesn't wanted to introduce so many things, and he was like, oh, let me just throw him out here so people know he exists. I think that was the whole point, but like he didn't bring anything to the story, you know?
Yeah, and like if you remember back in Dressrosa, we saw Sabo talk about how the Revs are trying to track down the weapon productions and that they wanted to take down like the weapon factories, which was in Wano, and like they didn't even go, which is kind of weird. But like if they did go, it would be even more factions on the table.
Oh my god, I would have hated it. I would have been like, you know what? Like what's like at this point, just bring everybody. Like it's, as I said, it's an open house. Everybody
Yeah.
can come in.
Yeah,
And
Oda.
it's supposed to be like one of the hardest country to like get in. That's the funniest part, you know?
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to the Revs and Wano and like the whole weapons thing, like Oda wrote himself into a corner. Whether they went to Wano, made it even more complicated, or just scrapped that plan, like that idea. Like remember the liquor iron ore? That amounted to nothing.
I don't even remember that.
Exactly. They mentioned it a few times that like Wano was special because it had like that certain material, and I guess like the Revs were also looking for it, and then like they never mentioned it again.
I think Oda was trying to do too much. So that arc, and it's just like it just he couldn't like, you know, I guess like make everything work, and he added way too much people in that arc. I don't know, but some people liked it, so.
All right, so to change gears again, the One Piece live action. How excited are you for it?
I'm super excited, to be honest. I think personally I have faith because Oda is directing everything. He's like getting like approving everything. So I think it's gonna be really good. And the thing is, people have like just unrealistic expectations. Like you cannot make it look as realistic as like it's One Piece, guys. Like it's Luffy is a rubber man. Like I don't know how you guys want him to look like in real life. He's gonna look cartoony. It's normal. Everything's gonna look cartoony. Like you guys have to understand this. And also, I think they did like a good job of casting people. Like the Straw Hats. They really casted them like with the right ethnicities, and I think that's really cool. That they did that. They're trying like to have everything look exactly like the anime. I don't know if you saw the newest trailer. Like they showed Arlong.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard
Okay.
all about it.
Yeah. So like you know like I really liked it. Even if it looks cartoony and a bit cringy, it's like it's One Piece. Like when you think about it, when you watch One Piece, it's cringy and cartoony. So of course the real one is gonna look the same. People need to understand that like they're doing their best. And also these actors, like they have so much pressure to be perfect. You guys don't know. Like imagine you have to be the actor of Luffy. Imagine the pressure to be the actor of Luffy. Like I would die from the pressure. So I don't know. I think we should just give it a shot and people stop criticizing it too much. And also I don't know if you know, but like they built like most of the ships, they build them. It's like not CGI, it's actually real ships. Like that's crazy. I think they did so much effort. They want this to work. So
I think I
Maybe
saw the
we can do it.
Barati. The Barati looked insane.
yeah, yo, it was so lit. I was like, what the anyways, I really liked it. I liked it, and I don't know, maybe I'm biased. That's why like I'm not mad at people who didn't like it, but I always tell them like try one episode. Like stop just stopping at the trailer. Like try one episode. The only thing that I thought was underwhelming is Buggy. I just feel like he's not portraying the Buggy of the anime, and that he looks way too much like a clown. Like I don't know, I didn't like that, but we'll have to see.
I won't lie. I saw the live action Shanks and it looks goofy. I'm probably gonna need some time to like accept it. I don't know if you feel similar.
But the thing is, like, Shanks is not supposed like to look amazing. He's supposed to look mid. He's supposed to look normal and have a scar and have like red hair, and it's his aura that's supposed to be like that's supposed to make his character. Like his face, when you look at him in the anime, like he doesn't have anything special, any feature other than his scar. The one that has to look drippy is Mihawk, and he does look drippy inside of the live action. So I think it makes sense. You know, I don't want this like Henry Cavill playing like Shanks. That doesn't make sense to me. He needs to look like, you know, like an old man who's like, you know, doing his stuff. So
Yeah, I
Oh.
get that. I thought the Mihawk one was good. Like I saw
Yeah,
that and I was like,
Mihawk
damn,
looks
that's
so
like spot
good.
on.
Bro, that's why, because Mihawk has these like amazing features in the anime as well. So they have to translate it inside of the live action too. So it makes sense.
That ain't Shanks. That's Skinks.
Ella said that ain't Shanks, that's Skanks.
Y'all want everybody to just listen, whatever.
I thought like Buggy. At first
No,
it was
Buggy-
weird, but I'm starting to like it.
But the problem with Buggy is that like even in the new trailer, I don't want to spoil you the new trailer, but like I don't like his voice. Like
Oh, we hear him talk?
yeah, I don't like his voice. I don't like how he's acting. Like I want him to be goofy. I don't want him to be serious, and he looks way too serious and like I want him to be goofy. I was kind of listen. I'm still giving it a chance, and also like I don't like the fact that they painted his whole face white. In the anime, we see his skin, so I don't understand why they did that. Like I know this is details, but for me, it makes him less of a clown.
Okay. So like in terms of the live action, is there like certain arcs or certain things you can't wait to see? Like, is there something that's like on your bucket list in a sense when it comes to live action, like Alabasta or
No, but I mean, Alabasta is not in the live action, but
like
I cannot-
eventually, right?
I mean, if they actually do it, it will be really lit. But I cannot wait to see is Arlong Park, like the Nami scene, because I really love that. Like I cannot wait, like him taking the straw hat and putting it on her head. I cannot wait to see. Like actually, they, you know, I'm not gonna spoil you anything, but watch the new trailer. But I cannot wait for that. I want to see the scene. I want to see if they do it justice. I also want to see Baratier. I really like the Sanji arc. I want to see if they actually make a good Syrup Village arc, because that she was the ass in the anime. So I want to see something good, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that my favorite like casting was Zoro, but when I saw Usopp, I was like, yo, Usopp is so cool in the live action. I was like, yo, this is like literally I fell in love with Usopp. I was like, yo, he looks so cool. So I cannot wait to see him act. I'm way more interested in Usopp now than in Zoro, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw the actor for Usopp too, and I was like, damn, that's a good pick.
You know, right? I was like, yo, this is like perfect. You know?
Now you have me thinking like Arlong Park. That's gonna be crazy.
I know, right? Yo, this is gonna be so lit.
You remember how in Arlong Park, Luffy kicked Arlong through the building?
I don't know if they're gonna do that like that, but once again, I've saw in the trailer how Luffy was using his fruit, and it looked really, really like the anime. So maybe they're gonna do similar stuff.
I really hope they do the kick thing. I want to see that whole building get destroyed. That'd be sick in the live action.
I mean, they're putting so much money. Pretty sure they'll be able to do like some crazy shit. So.
Let me see. Someone had just said something. Damn, he made dudes can cover their face in makeup if they want. LOL. Why you gatekeeping Buggy like that? Let him rock.
No, it's just like I don't like he looks too much like a clown. I want to see like I want the Buggy from the anime.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly though, like the first 2 or 3 chapters, or at least the first one for sure, they did make Buggy seem a little menacing. Like I remember he was talking about like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this town, and they made his face really dark and they kept him in the silhouette. So maybe over time they like start to morph his character into, you know, who he eventually became.
I mean, I guess I can understand if he has a character development and he becomes goofy after like these arcs. It's just like I guess it's just my greediness of wanting like the Buggy of now to be like to see him on screen. But yeah, you might be right.
So how, and this is for you too, chat, how far do you see the live action going? I know it's a bit early, but do you think it's gonna make it far?
Me personally, I don't want them to make series. I want them to make movies after this. So like for example, Alabasta, I want it to be a movie. For like I feel like unless like it's a super big arc, they can make like parts or stuff like that. But I'd rather them make a movie, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like it would be like more successful and it would take less time, I guess, to make. And I don't know. I just feel like it would be more like it would be better. I don't know. I want movies, not a series.
If they made a movie though, would you want it to be of an arc, or do you want it to be like a whole new plot thing?
No, I want arcs. Like we have enough plot. We can just pick at this point. We can just pick and choose. So I want them to make like Alabasta. It would be nice as a movie. Skypiea would be nice as a movie. You know, yeah. People are still gonna like I guess they're still gonna like complain the fact that like there's a lot of things that are skipped. But even in the series right now, like they're not gonna show everything. They need to skip a lot of parts, otherwise they're not gonna be able to fit everything. But I'm pretty sure movies would be nice.
Yeah, I think an Alabasta one, well, I think I'd actually prefer Skypiea more. Like they could start it at the beginning of Jaya where the Straw Hats make it to the bar, we see Blackbeard, then we hear about the knock up stream. Imagine that in the live action, them getting knocked up to Skypiea, they're running around fighting Enel. I think that'd be a fire like take for a movie, because like remember at the end of Skypiea, like we didn't have plans. It wasn't like we're like, oh, okay, time to go to Water 7 to find Kaido. Like One Piece was still magical at that time. We didn't know what was going to happen. So the end of Skypiea feels like it could be like the close of the movie. Like I think it would fit really well.
Yeah, I agree, honestly. It would be really nice. That's why I would like movies. But like if they make series, I'm not going to be mad about it. I just feel like it takes way more time, way more money, and it's gonna be way harder to do, I guess.
Can you imagine the Marineford in the live action?
I don't know. It can go both ways. It could look goofy or it could look amazing. So I think since they're like testing the waters right now, they will just get better with time. And it will just like they will learn from their mistakes and get the reviews from the people, the audience. So I think it would look amazing by the time they get there, if they actually get there.
Okay, so I know you're not too big on theories and like, you know, stuff like that, but is there a particular theory that you're super invested in right now? Like, is there a prediction that you have that like all your chips are on that you want to share to the chat?
You know, that's the crazy part about me. Like the only times I hear about theory is like when my friends, because I'm like the only one from like the people around me that like don't make theories. I make just skits and funny content. So like people always like talk to me about their theories and stuff like that. And I guess everything that is regarding okay, let me see which one I want it to happen.
Or what's an agenda that you have? Like something that you're basically just waiting to be proven correct on.
I mean, it's for me, it's not really theory, it's facts. Like everything regarding Buggy, but otherwise he's awakening, but otherwise, I think that Blackbeard is gonna get his third devil fruit. I feel like Emu has a connection to Luffy. I don't know. Like some people said that it's his mom or something like that. I know that Emu is somebody's mom. Like I feel like that's a real theory. Also, what else? Also, I guess these are like the only ones that I think would actually happen. The rest, I don't know, nothing really like, you know, God, like took my attention or anything.
So, go on.
What?
So you mentioned Buggy, and I just had a thought. Do you think he's gonna make it to Laugh Tale? Do you think
Yes,
multiple people are?
Yo, I'm telling you, this is not a theory. This is factual. Okay, guys. Buggy is that guy who's like gonna be. He's always there at the right time, right place, and he's not even trying to. He's just so lucky. He has the lucky no me. I'm telling you, like this man is so lucky. He escaped death so many times. He's just gonna end up there. And you know what's crazy? I don't know if it was with you that I spoke about this, but like people are like, oh, how is he gonna get there? Like it's too late to go get the poneglyphs. And I don't know if I talked to you, if it was with you, where like somebody's gonna give him the route to like get there, or like maybe he has the map. You know his map that he has,
Yeah.
the stupid map. Maybe it's actually a true map. You know, that would be really hilarious if it's an actual map. But he's gonna get there one way or another. He's gonna be there, and like the news are gonna crown him as a pirate king, even though he's not. You know, all of this is gonna happen, and I don't know if he's gonna awaken at some point, but that would be lit. I want to see his awakening, and his awakening to be like being able to chop himself at an atomic level. That would be crazy. But yeah, I have high hopes for Buggy. Yeah.
So okay, well, here you're picturing Laugh Tale, right?
Yeah.
All these characters are on the island. Who do you see?
Okay, so I do believe that Shanks won't be at Laugh Tale. I do believe that Blackbeard and Shanks are gonna like fight, and Blackbeard is gonna win. This makes me sad too. Like I'm not a Blackbeard stan, but it just like narratively speaking, something has to happen. It could be two scenarios. Either Blackbeard like fight Shanks, and Blackbeard gets to Laugh Tale, and there's like, you know, Luffy, and for XYZ reason Buggy's there. That would be like the end goal. Or Shanks have like a secret agenda where he's like, you know, I've always thought that Shanks could be sus. He could be an op. He could be using Luffy for his own agenda, and maybe like then Luffy has to like fight against Shanks. That could also happen, to be honest. I'm not saying that Blackbeard has to be the one who defeats Shanks. So it's either Luffy goes against Shanks because something is happening, or Blackbeard goes against Shanks, and then whoever remains meet up at Laugh Tale. I think that's what's gonna happen.
So again, this is to you and chat. Will Shanks die?
I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna get defeated.
Yeah.
Because he still needs to receive the Straw Hat from Luffy. And I think like Oda always keep promises in One Piece, and it just wouldn't make sense for him to die.
Yeah.
And we still have a lot to learn about him, like his family, his background. Like, is he actually like right now? I feel like Shanks is like focusing too much on like the One Piece for I don't know what reason. If I was him, I would be like, yo, like I have bigger things to like take care of, like my celestial dragon family, and like I don't know, Emu, the Gorosei. I feel like Shanks know all about these things, but he's like, let me just like ignore all of what is happening in the world and go get the One Piece with everybody else who's ignorant about what is actually happening. Unless getting the One Piece would help him achieve something regarding that. I think he has bigger goals than just getting the One Piece.
I feel like if Shanks ever does die, it has to be after he reunites with Luffy. Like it would
Yeah,
just
he needs to reunite, and he needs to like Luffy needs to be like, yo, here goes the Straw Hat or something like that. I don't know.
like I think it'd be a narrative disaster if they don't get to reunite and Shanks dies. Cause like imagine the greatness when they do finally reunite. Like, can you imagine how those chapters are gonna feel when Luffy and Shanks run up to each other, they clash, split the sky, they're talking about the Straw Hat. Like those are gonna be some of the best chapters, period.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, but that's the thing. There's a part of me who wants Shanks to be an op, bro. I want him to be an imposter. I want him to like this whole time he was using Luffy for his own agenda. He wanted Luffy to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and he wanted Luffy like to get the One Piece because he's the only one who can use the One Piece against Emu. I keep telling this to people. Like you know, like Emu knew about the One Piece. Why she never tried to stop people from getting it? Because it doesn't matter who gets the One Piece. It only matters if Joy Boy gets the One Piece. This is how I picture it. She would stress about Luffy getting the One Piece, not other people. Otherwise, she would have stopped everybody from getting it, you know? So I think that Shanks know that and wants Luffy to get the One Piece to be able to use it with his fruit. And then Emo, and then I guess maybe defeat Emo or something like that. I feel like Shanks has like a hidden agenda. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, apparently in the Japanese Raws, when Shanks was saying, let's go claim the One Piece, apparently the kanji that they used for claim was steal. So Shanks was saying, let's go steal the One Piece.
Yeah, because like, as I said, I don't think the One Piece is valuable to anyone but Joy Boy. That's why, like, even Rogers, when he got the One Piece, like, bro, like, what happened? Nothing. Emo didn't do anything about it. Nobody did anything about it because, like, I think it wasn't valuable for anybody who doesn't have the Nika fruit. So I think maybe Shanks is gonna like maybe steal it to like, I don't know, use it with Luffy or something. Luffy has to be in the equation. Otherwise, I don't see what the One Piece like is about.
All right. Again, this is to you and the chat. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see your answer, or hear your answer. When you envision Laugh Tale itself as an island, where is it?
I don't know. There's so many theory about that. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if I wanted it to be a normal island or if I wanted it to be in the sky or if I wanted it to be underwater. Like, what do I wanted it to be? I heard so many theories, so many things. I guess I want it to be special, but at the same time, I don't want it to be over the top. So, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't answer your question because I don't even know how I wanted it to be.
I think it'd be really cool if it was in the center of the earth.
You mean like under, like in the center, like literally the center, or
Yeah.
like you mean like just the center, like on top of the water, like an island?
Like in the center of the earth. Because if you noticed, there hasn't been any arcs where the Straw Hats are like going caving or like spelunking. So I think that'd be a cool twist. And then we know with the road poneglyphs, because of Zoe and the illustration there, that the road poneglyphs are essentially coordinates, 4 coordinates.
Yeah.
And the thing is you can triangulate a location with 3 coordinates. So you'd have to ask yourself, okay, well, what would the 4th coordinate be? I believe it's for depth. So when they have all 4, they're going to realize it's in the center of the earth. And the reason why no one can find this hidden island, no pun intended, is because it's in the center of the earth. And we know that Oda is inspired by like these really old novels and like these really old stories, like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Honestly, listen, it could be. I mean, I guess Oda always introduces new things. Like there's like still, but there's still 2 places we haven't been to. As you said, the center of their planet, however it's called, and also the space. Like, is he gonna do something with space too? Because like at this point, we just know that NL is like is over there. So like it could be either one of these 2, or it could be just a normal island that just you cannot see it unless you do some sort of thing to see it. So I'm not against it.
So you mentioned NL. People always ask me this question, and I always answer it every stream. But it's your turn. All right, we're gonna share this. Does NL return? Oh, see, someone literally just said it right now. Waiting on NL's return. Do you feel like NL returns?
I want NL to return because, bro, like as again, I feel like we can do so much more with his character. I feel like he was introduced way too early in the story, and he got like he didn't even put up a nice fight because like Luffy was his weakness. I feel like we can see so much more, and like we can, and I don't know. It just, I feel like Oda can play with his character and like flesh his character out way more, and like we can make some connection with space and stuff like that. I really want him to return, and I really liked his character. I like the fact that he was a god, and like I liked his devil fruit. I want him to return for sure. But I feel like he might not return, but I really want him to return.
Yeah, I think there's a way that Oda can have him return. If you notice, like even throughout Egghead, this applies because they said everything on Egghead was powered by fire. And they use the word everything. If you notice in One Piece, nothing is powered by electricity. It's always fire, it's always wind, it's always like one thing or another, but they never used electricity. And when you look at NL's cover story, when he went to the moon and he went to what they called the ancient city, he used his electricity powers, and they refer to it as an energy. And it powered up those mechanical soldiers, which is the same phrasing that they used for the robot on Egghead. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he can come down from the moon, use this electricity, and then Vegapunk realizes like, oh shoot, this is the ancient energy source I've been looking for. And then boom, not only do we have that answered, but NL could be, you know, returned into the story that way. What are your thoughts on that?
I would be so down for him to come back so he can like awaken the ancient kingdom and like all of these things. I would be really down for that to happen. I think that would be like the best way to introduce him back in the story, because he would actually have like a role to play, something like he would bring something to the story. So I'm really down for that.
I think it'd be so cool. I think everyone wants NL back. I feel like that's like one of the most popular takes.
I mean, like how can you hate NL? He's so cool. Like he's like, I don't know. It just, I just really love his character, I guess.
Johan's asking, who gave the straw hat to Roger? Do you have any takes?
I don't know. That's. Listen, I don't know. I never thought about that. Do you have a theory about that?
Yeah, I think the person that gave Roger his hat was the person Roger based his Jolly Roger on, because clearly that Jolly Roger isn't Roger. When Roger made his crew, he didn't even have a mustache to begin with, and then if you look at Roger's mustache, it looks totally different from the one on the flag. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Roger had someone in his life that inspired him and like drove him to want to become a pirate and turn the world upside down, which again caused him to make that flag while simultaneously inheriting the straw hat.
Honestly, that would be really cool. Like I didn't think of that. I guess that would make the most sense, unless he started the straw hat thing. I mean, somebody had to start it somewhere, right?
Would that bother you though?
What?
Like if he was the one that started it, do you think that'd be lame?
No, because somebody has to start it somewhere, and he was the first pirate king, right? That makes sense. Like I mean, he's starting like this whole pirate king thing, because if somebody else had the straw hat, I mean, like, were they like where does it start? Where does it stop as well? Like this person, who is who gave this person the straw hat as well? Like it just we wouldn't stop like going back and back. So it has to start with somebody, and I think it would be nice to start with like the first pirate king. That's why the straw hat holds so much importance, because of the Pirate King thing. So
on the topic of Pirate King, I know a lot of people try to argue that Blackbeard's going to become Pirate King first and then Luffy has to defeat him. You don't look like you're a fan of that, huh?
Who has this take? This is the first L take I hear. Blackbeard is never becoming Pirate King, bro. Y'all listen, y'all wake up from y'all dreams. This is not happening, and it's not because I don't like Blackbeard that I'm saying this. I'm just saying this realistically speaking, it's not happening. Like it's either gonna be Luffy or Buggy, and Buggy is just because of like the goofy like side story, but like otherwise It's not happening, y'all. Like Blackbeard is never becoming Pirate King. I just don't see that happening. And if that happens, like it's just like everybody has to be defeated for that to happen, or like Luffy has to like I don't know disappear. Like I don't see how that could happen. Like just give me a scenario how that could happen.
I don't know. I always envisioned it in a scenario where Luffy and Blackbeard, they duke it out and they have like this massive battle, and like what makes like what really will add to the tension is like the winner going to Laugh Tale. So the stakes will be high, and then like when they get to Laugh Tale, I also always imagined it as like a lore dump arc. Like they read the poneglyphs, they learn about the true history, they learn about Joy Boy and Emu, and I feel like for a huge battle between two Emperor crews to take place on that island, I just don't know how we would also get the lore. Like I feel like there would be explosions everywhere. Like it'd be impossible to read the poneglyphs and like whatever's there, you know?
I mean, Oda surprises us all the time. I feel like whoever even get the One Piece or get to like Laugh Tale, I feel like Morgan is gonna be the one who decides who is the Pirate King in the news. So, or maybe it's like some power above him or something like that. So maybe there's gonna be like fake news regarding that, and I don't know. Maybe Blackbeard is gonna be like, oh, he's the Pirate King, but he's actually not. I don't know. But I just don't see like why Oda would do that in the story at this point, and he wants One Piece to end at some point. So, like, why would he do that? I don't know.
So, speaking about One Piece ending, perfect, because that was my next question. How many more chapters until One Piece is done?
I don't know. You're asking like I have no idea, but I think it's still gonna go like for years. Like I don't think it's ending like anytime soon. Like people are like, oh, it's ending soon, but soon means like a few years. That's what soon means to Oda. I don't think like at least another 3 years. In my opinion, I don't know. Am I wrong for saying that?
Let's see. Oda does about 35 chapters a year, so 35 times 3, that's another 105 chapters.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to uncover more. Like it's just, I mean, his pacing is really fast lately, so maybe it's gonna go fast, but we still have a lot to learn, in my opinion. So I don't know. And maybe it's a wishful thinking as well that I want it to like last longer than it should.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about Odin's flashback, that was 15 chapters. I feel like Laugh Tale would be equivalent or larger. So like you would have the rest of Egghead, the Blackbeard versus Luffy arc, wherever that is, Elbaf, I feel like that's a safe assumption. Then you would again need Laugh Tale and all the lore there, as well as the One Piece. Then you would need the final war and probably like the build up to the final war to prepare it, and then like closing off the story. I feel like that's more than 100.
Yeah, I know. Like that's what. Like I was being like nice, but like in my opinion, it's a couple of years. It's still a couple of years, and also people tend to forget. They're like, oh, there's still like maybe 3 arcs left. But that's the thing. An arc could like go on for years. Like look at Wano. Wano was so long. It's the same thing could happen with like Elbaf. Elbaf could be like so long because when we're on an arc, we're not just like talking about the arc. As you can see, there's many side stories happening even surrounding the arc. Same thing that is happening with Egghead right now. So I think it could get fleshed out, and it could take time for it to end. Yeah.
In the beautiful eyes of Hime, what does the end of Egghead look like?
Another Lucia for sure, but I think that the original Vegapunk is gonna survive. Bonnie's gonna retrieve everything that she needs, like regarding Kuma. The Straw Hat obviously winning against, I guess, Saturn. Yeah, another Lucia, honestly. But I don't know what Blackbeard's gonna play into all of this. He's the only like component that I'm not sure what he's doing there. Again, maybe for the Devil Fruit thing. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like this arc seems to be like damn near a perfect parallel to like everything that happened at Ohara. You have like this famous, really smart scholar. You have Admiral showing up. You have many warships showing up. You have Robin there. You have Void Century Research. Like to me, it just seems so clear they're gonna blow this island up. But I'm just wondering, like, who's gonna die? Do you think
This
Stella's
whole-
gonna die?
No, somebody has to stay alive. It's either they get the chip from Chaka's head, or Stella needs to stay alive. Somebody needs to stay alive because like there's no way that Oda is just throwing all of this research in the trash. Like we need the research. We need somebody that still have like the research within them. So one of them is surviving, or it's the chip that is surviving.
Okay,
So,
I get that.
Yeah, like I don't think they would just throw everything in the garbage like that. That wouldn't make sense. That would go against One Piece actually, because even the Void Century, the books and stuff on Elba, Foot Soul, and everything, it got preserved. So this too has to get preserved in a way or another.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tricky situation because, like, I feel like, yeah, you have Punk Records that has a lot of information, but I feel like Vegapunk, like Stella himself, has information on hand. So even if they destroyed the island in Punk Records, Vegapunk would still have at least something remaining. So I don't know. Like, what's really throwing me off is Punk Records. Because like you could have a scenario where their thought process is like, okay, we're going to completely destroy Egghead, but what we should do is send Saturn and Kizaru out there to make sure that Stella and Vegapunk is dead. Then we can destroy the island. They might have that kind of thought process.
I mean, they still can have that thought process, but will that actually happen? I feel like they will Leloucia the island whether he's alive or not, because they want to erase this part of, like, they don't want anybody to know about this. So like the island getting blown up is gonna happen whether he is alive or not. But the thing is, like, also they won't be able to like go kill him if they get defeated by the Straw Hats. So there's that too, you know.
So Amilcar said Blackbeard is here to take the Pawpaw fruit. I'm assuming you agree that Kuma will die.
But in my head, like, Kuma is already dead. Like if he's dead from the inside, like even like Vegapunk, Stella was telling Bonnie like, I can't bring him back, I can't do anything, and like she's now like understanding by like watching the memories and stuff that what actually happened with him. And I don't think he's ever gonna come back alive or like himself. I think he's gonna just live on in Bonnie as like his will is gonna live on in Bonnie, just a bit like I think he did everything he had to do for the story, and Bonnie is just gonna take off from here, you know. So yeah, maybe he wants the Pawpaw fruit. I guess there's like a secret thing about it that we don't know about. Maybe that's what he wanted.
So you mentioned Bonnie, and that has me wondering, do you think anyone else is joining the Straw Hats, or do you think you know it's kind of over with?
Okay, honestly, I wouldn't be mad for Bonnie to join, because I feel like she could bring something to the Straw Hats. I hate when people are like, oh, Vivi should have joined, Carrot should have joined. I'm like, bro, like they wouldn't have brought anything to the Straw Hat. And Bonnie would be the perfect fit because first of all, she lost her crew. She's like she's trying to like I guess unveil Kuma's past and stuff, things regarding the revolutionary and Vegapunk. So like it aligns a bit with whatever the Straw Hats are doing. She has her own goals, and she has nothing that is like dragging her from behind. So like she can actually go inside of their crew and start a new page. Whether than like instead of like all of the others characters, like for example Vivi, she has a kingdom, she has like things to do, she can't just come. Even Yamato, she had like a duty to do like on Wano. So that's why these people couldn't have like been like the new Straw Hat, but Bonnie can. And also like her devil fruit is really cool, and she has like she's really good like in infiltrating and like getting information, stuff like that. So she would bring that to the crew. And also like I think she get along super well with Luffy. She's a goofy character, so I think it would make sense to have her on the crew because of all of these things.
Definitely. And I really like the poetic aspect where her father, Kuma, was working with the father of Luffy. So if she did join the crew, you would have the children working together. And it'd also be it's even more poetic when you think about how Kuma was a subordinate to Monkey D. Dragon and Bonnie would be a subordinate to Monkey D. Luffy. Like it just seems so poetic when you pitch it that way.
It aligns, like it just works. It just works, I guess.
One Pizza said, you're probably going to skip my message, but I think Kuma has the memory of the ancient giant right now. That's why he went to Marijua.
I don't know. I feel like he was just going berserk in Maurice was because like he was receiving, I guess, I don't know, in like honestly I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with like him having memories from a giant or something like that. I think he was just going berserk because of like him, like because of like whatever was happening on Egghead. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really confused with the Kuma stuff. Like, I don't know if it's because he needs to really go do something over there, or if it's because of what he just said, like the memories of the giant, or if it's because he's so like brainwashed. Like, I feel like Oda's cooking something huge though for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ronnie said Kuma dies to Garling, so does Shanks. That's wild. Vivi gets the Paw Paw Devil Fruit to restore lineage. Lily originally had it before Kuma used to spread poneglyphs, then will be final Straw Hat.
I've seen this thing about like her having the pop-up fruit and that's how she was able to like put the poneglyphs a bit around the word and stuff like that. I don't know about that. Like why doesn't she have it anymore?
I think Shanks dying to Garling is an insane take.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't even be mad about it. Like the thing is, like, I don't want Shanks to amount just to like this guy who was like getting the One Piece and Laugh Tale and like dying to Blackbeard. I feel like he's meant for something bigger because of like his family. So I hope that like we're gonna see him like, you know, fight the actual villains. Like I'm not saying Blackbeard is not a villain. I just like want him to like, you know, go do something regarding the Celestial Dragon, the Gorosei, Imu, and stuff like that. I want to see him there. I think that would make his character, like, elevate his character, I guess.
So, someone mentioned Seraphims. Have you enjoyed the Seraphims so far? Is that something that you like?
Honestly, I guess I'm neutral about them. I'm still trying to understand them and how they're made. Because it's really like when did you guys collect data about these warlord? Like, is it because like whenever somebody's a warlord, you guys collect some data, some I guess some stuff about them, and that's how you guys were able to create these seraphims? I don't know. I think it's interesting because like it's about technology and stuff, but I don't know if I like them that much. And like, why do they look like kids? Like that's my biggest issue. Like, why are they kids? I don't understand why. And I've noticed that none of them speak, but the little boa spoke. So I was like, do they have their own personalities? So I was like, kind of like, you know, I don't know, like, will they be able to actually go against their own creator at some point? You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, a few things about that. We also know that Zoro was talking about S-Hawk, and he said, wow, you seem even more human than he does. He as in Mihawk. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. As I said, I would love them to be able to have a mind of their own and be like, you know what, I don't want to get controlled anymore. That would be really cool.
Imagine
like
that.
AI.
I think the S Flamingo should be the first one to rebel.
I mean, I don't mind who rebels first, but maybe. Why not? That would be really cool. That would actually fit the Flamingo's character, so.
And another thing is like all throughout the story, Oda likes to foreshadow stuff by, you know, giving a character certain dialogue and then interrupting that dialogue. And in Egghead, I forgot who it was exactly, but someone mentioned like, hey, look at the Seraphims. Imagine when they're older, like imagine when they grow. And then like they interrupted that conversation. And like when I saw that, I felt like, oh, damn, like eventually Oda's going to age them up and they're going to be even stronger. Is that something you think would happen too?
Yeah, but I feel like the stronger they get, like the hardest it will be to control them. Because and also even worse if like Vegapunk ends up dying, like who's gonna like he might know something that we don't know, and this is maybe new experiments. We don't know how they're gonna react. So this is like new stuff. We never saw one of them getting like to adult form. So maybe when they get like as adults, like they're not controllable anymore. So like I feel like a lot of things could happen for when they age. So I'm down for that. I'm down to see what happens.
And I know some people, they still haven't given up on like a buggy Seraphim. Is that something you're interested in or no?
I wouldn't mind. It's just, it would be funny. It would be really funny. Like, I wonder if the Seraphims like actually takes after their original character like personality. I don't know if they do, but if they do, that would be really funny. I
Okay.
don't mind.
I just noticed we hit the 2-hour mark. I don't know if you want to keep going.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
All right, we'll do some more questions for a little bit longer. So, chat, if you guys have something you want to ask her or me, now is the perfect chance. Let me see. Do you think Sake can free people who Boa Hancock turns to stone if she's controlled by Blackbeard?
I don't see why alcohol would do that. Normally, like, you're even more infatuated with her if you have alcohol in your blood, so I don't think that could happen.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he's saying Sake either.
Maybe he's talking about like maybe somebody who has like a bit like Vasco shot, like the drunk fruit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that could be the link.
TV in the Attic says Lilith mentioned in the beginning of Egghead that any animal they mechanized still had a will of their own, so maybe that will play into the Seraphim. Damn, that's interesting.
Honestly, I'm so down because I remember even like the first actual the first time they actually talked about the fact that people still have their own will, it was in Thriller Bark, you know, when he was like cutting like people's shadows and like putting them somewhere, like even like the ores and stuff like that, like they would still have their own personalities. So it's not far-fetched to think that way. I think it's they're gonna have their own personality at some point, and it's gonna be really cool to check.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know, nothing. Say whatever you want to say about that.
I was gonna say I think it'd be really thematic, especially for the Egghead Island arc, because it's all about like being futuristic technology or whatever, and I think it'd be really cool to have their own technology turn on them essentially.
Yeah, like AI. Like, as honestly, as somebody who's like in the tech field, I would love to see something regarding AI in One Piece. That would be really cool. So I would be happy to see that.
I think you would call it the singularity or something like that, when like AI or
bet.
whatever turns
Or
on
like,
you.
yeah, or like, you know, something that has to do with quantum, like computers and stuff like that. It would be really cool. Honestly, I would be really interested to see that happen. Yeah, because I know how AI works, so it would be really nice. Yeah.
I think maybe it was Par Vision. I don't remember who it was for the life of me, but someone had it, or maybe it was Hidden Island. I think it was Hidden Island actually. He had an idea that Emu was like an evil supercomputer AI. Is that something that sounds cool to you, or is that a little too much?
It would make sense if it was like a quantum computer. That would make way more sense than an AI, because somebody had to like actually program her, and like who is that, and who is like maintaining also this AI. So that doesn't make too much sense for me. But I guess no, I want her to be her own person. I want her to be somebody who's like immortal, and like who got the surgery, like the, you know, the Opi no Mi surgery, and that's why they're immortal or something like that. I would much rather her being a living being than a computer, to be honest.
Do you think
Yeah.
Uta is foreshadowing Emu?
No, I never really linked them together, to be honest.
Okay. Because she has her own dream world thing. She wears a crown.
But I don't feel like, okay, but we still don't know what Emu wants. Like, does Emu want just like to rule over everybody? What is it that Emu wants? You know, that's a real question we have to ask ourselves. Because if Emu wanted to create her own world, why didn't she still do, like, she has the kind of the power, why didn't she start doing so? So I don't know.
Yeah, because like Oda could take the route where Emu is a character that just wants power. They just want to take control, especially of the world. But I feel like that might feel a little too shallow, especially like since it's, you know, end game One Piece. Like everything's been building up to Emu. When you think about how there is a One Piece in the first place, you think about how they erased an ancient kingdom. They're hiding the history, like everything in the story is like leading up to Emu. So like it would just feel really weird if Emu was like a shallow character with like shallow morals, or not morals, but shallow goals, you know?
I would like her to have like, you know, these great ambitions and like this amazing goal that like maybe it's like so narcissistic and stupid for us, but like it makes sense for her. But I don't want it to be like, oh, I want like the word peace, and this is my meaning of the word peace. Like, I don't want that. I want her to be a villain, but a good villain, you know?
I know there's theories that like Emu is the wife of Joy Boy and she betrayed him. Is that something you see possible?
I don't know, yeah, because like there's so many things but regarding Emo and Joy Boy. Some people are like, oh, she was his lover, or like, oh, she was his mother, or like, oh, how do you explain the big straw hat? Was Joy Boy a giant? Like, there's so many things. Like, I don't know, but I want her to be 100%. I would want her to be related to Joy Boy in a way or another.
Yeah.
Ronnie, what is that question?
That question is wild.
I graduated college not last May, the May before. Yeah.
For your information.
Yeah, for your information. Yes.
What if Joy Boy is the, how do you even say that word? Jeez. Progenitor? What if Joy Boy is the progenitor of devil fruits, creating them from people's dreams they wanted, and Emu was one of the people he gave a fruit and he eventually betrayed him?
Yo, honestly, like, that would be really interesting, because it has to start somewhere, right? So it's like the cycle of hatred has to start somewhere.
Here, I'll rephrase that question. Where do devil fruits come from? Like, what is your whole take on them?
You know, listen, it has to be rooted from desires, and I think it has to originate somewhere like along the lines of Joy Boy, because he's the one who's like, you know, he's so free, like he can create anything. So maybe like people believing in him like made like devil fruits are. Like, it made devil fruits. No, wait. I don't know how to explain this. So I think it all comes down to the fact that people believe in something, and that's why it exists. So people believing in devil fruits, that's why they were able to exist, and like the desire of wanting like a devil fruit that does this and does that. That's why all of these devil fruits were able to, I guess, exist. I think it's rooted from just the belief and the desire of wanting them. Like, they didn't just like got there and people are just like, oh, a devil fruit. Like, no, I think it had to do with like with that. I don't know if I explained that well. I was trying, but
no, I got you. I mean, that seems to be in line with like what we know. You know, he said, Vegapunk said it comes from people's wishes, desires. So like, it lines up. I don't know if you know this though. And like what would you call it? Like, before One Piece came out, they had Romance Dawn, the little test run of One Piece. In Romance Dawn, they said that devil fruits come from the devil tree or something like that. Did you know that?
I think I heard that before.
So, and like Oda erased that. He didn't put it in the actual like manga when One Piece started, obviously. But it seems like there's a possibility that maybe it's still true. Like, maybe devil fruits still do come from a devil tree, and like maybe that devil tree is Sunlight Tree Eve, and that's why Marijois placed there specifically.
But
what are your thoughts on that?
If it was the case, why would he have erased that from the manga?
I mean, Romance Dawn, it's hard to find online. Like, it's not, when I say Romance Dawn, it's like not the actual Romance Dawn from the manga. It was like when Oda was sending in his ideas for One Piece, he sent in one and it was called Romance Dawn.
Okay, but how would you explain the fact that when
My bad.
How would you explain the fact that when like somebody dies, his devil fruit just like gets reincarnated somewhere in the world? Like, if that was really the case, all the devil fruits would come from the same tree, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so I think it could be a case where something being created isn't the same as something being respawned. So like, I'll give you the example of Call of Duty, right? When you log into a match, you'll spawn in like one area, but if you get killed, you'll respawn in a different one, right?
Wait, what? No, you actually. I mean, I guess it depends, but I mean,
because also,
yes, but it's the thing is, okay, I would only like agree if when the devil fruit get respawned, it's not the same devil fruit. what I mean by that, it has a different will, or it's like, you know, it's like channeling something else. It's like finding its own another user close to him, something that like the devil fruit can decide for itself. So if that's the case, I don't mind it respawning like far from the tree. But if the devil fruit doesn't have any will, doesn't pick its own user, and like nothing, like all of these things don't exist, then I don't see why it would respawn like somewhere random. For me, there has to be a reason for it to respawn somewhere random.
Yeah. I definitely get that. One thing I compare it to though is if you remember in Nolan's flashback, Kalgara was saying that all the trees in the forest, they had their own souls in them. So I was thinking like, okay, well, what if Sunlight Tree Eve, like when someone first dies, or like a devil fruit is created from someone's desire for the very first time, it's because their soul made it to Sunlight Tree Eve, and then like when that fruit again like goes to the first person or a new person and they die, it can't make its way back to the tree. It like it's the process of creating the fruit. That's the only time it's at the tree. Or do you think that's too weird?
I don't agree with that. I think that personally, I've always believed that devil fruits were like there was more to devil fruits than what we think, and that devil fruits actually kind of pick their own user. I don't know if it's because they have a will or because they're taking the will of the other user and passing it or something like that. I don't know if it's because of that, but like there's always a reason why a devil fruit is always like close to the next user. So like Blackbeard, like why was the devil fruit so close to him? Like Luffy. I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think there's anything that there's coincidence. I think it's fate, and that the devil fruit just like gets like the location is like near the next user.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because in like the grand scope of things, we notice that devil fruits a lot of the time relate to their user. And I think that's like on purpose. Like Smoker's fruit, that's a perfect example. Doflamingo's fruit, that's a perfect example. And then like even in chapter 1044, remember how they said zoans have a will of their own?
Yeah, and have you noticed like most of the people in their devil fruit, like it just fits them. It fits their personality. It fits them. So I think it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the most notorious fruit of all time would pick Luffy, because Luffy's Joy Boy. And like again, like 1044, they said that zone fruits have a will of their own. So if they have a will of their own, that supports what you're saying. They're gonna choose their user.
Completely. Exactly.
They said fate ? But Blackbeard did say the fruit chose him. Nah, I think it's choosing.
No, but what I mean is like it's fate that like he has to be like near it because it shows him. Like it just, what I mean is like it's the same thing for me. But yeah.
Ron said world government will deny Blackbeard, then he kills Garp and Kobe in chapter 1092. Hell no.
Blackbeard. Wait, what? That would make zero sense because like what was Garp sacrificed for? That makes no sense.
I think there's no shot of Kobe getting killed.
The real question is, will Sword go back to headquarters or will they be called for Egghead?
I think it'd be weird if they turned around and went back to the island, because remember Garp was saying leave me.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not talking about the pirate island. I'm talking about like right now Sword, they're like, leaving. Will they be leaving to the headquarters of the Marines, like, going back home? Or will they be called like, yo, there's a buster call, like, go to Egghead? And
you said Egghead.
Yeah, Egghead. Do you think they're going to go back to Egghead? Because like, you know how Oda likes to mix up BS together. We saw that in Wano. Do you think he's going to do that with Egghead? Yo, that would be crazy.
Oh, man. I mean, Hachinosu has to be close to Winter Island. So if it's close to Winter Island, then it has to be somewhat close to Egghead. So, yeah, I mean, that's possible. Imagine Kobe reuniting with Luffy right now.
That's why I'm saying, nobody's talking about that. And I was like, we don't know where they're going. Are they going back to headquarters or are they going to Egghead? What is happening?
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be cooking that now for like the next week. I'm gonna be cooking theories about that.
All right. Well, I'm glad I helped you unlock something new.
All right. So it's been some time. I think we got a lot of the questions we needed out of the way. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up here, guys, in just a few minutes. Any like last second questions, it would be the perfect time right now. But yeah, I think this was like lots of fun. This was much needed.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, we planned this like weeks ago, like way in advance.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, right?
It felt like a month.
I don't know. I just, yeah, I was really excited and hyped. I always love to collaborate with people. It's always fun, you know? So it was really nice. And I got to meet you. So that was nice.
www. Someone said something about Yuki.
Oh, yeah, Yuki. Wait. Okay, I'll go get him. Give me a second.
Terrible TJ with the 2. Evil, read my recent chats. A, read my chats. I think Blackbeard could use GARP as a bargaining chip. Blackbeard will threaten the world government with spreading God Valley info or maybe even more, all via pudding ability, or you pudding using her abilities. I think like what's worse or probably more probable than that is the idea of killing the hero of the Marines and making a fool out of him. Like if Blackbeard turns on a camera and he's broadcasting to Sabaody and he's like, hey Marines, hey world, I'm about to kill the hero of the Marines. That'd be pretty bad for the Marines and the world government. Look how cute he is.
Yeah, he's still like sleepy.
See, this is why I said earlier, y'all, Beppo. Look how adorable he is. So you want to tell chat how old he is? Like all his information?
He's 4 months, and he also have an account. It's just like I haven't been active on it. I'm so sorry. I need to post more. But yeah, he's Yuki. He's Yuki the Samoyed.
They said, yo, is that a wolf?
And he's still a baby, by the way. This is like, he's super small. He gets super big. He gets like 70 pounds when he's like an adult. So
it's gonna be a huge dog.
yeah.
He's gonna tower
It's not
over you.
it's not a husky. It's a Samoyed, but it's in the same family. So
Samoyed.
Samoyed.
Give his social and date of birth.
Date of birth. He's born on the 7th of March. Yeah, I had to say this in French, but yeah.
Yeah, guys, this is the cutest dog of all time, like hands
right?
down. And she missed the opportunity, like not calling him Beppo. But I respect it. I
I've
respect
always
it.
wanted to call him Yuki. Yuki means snow, and he's a snow dog, so it makes more sense.
Can I take it off your hands? They're gonna steal your dog. They're gonna kidnap Yuki.
Come to Canada then.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's it though. Thank you for showing chat Yuki. I think Yuki's the cutest thing in the world, and it seems like they're happy to see him.
Yes, and listen, I really loved being here. I thought that this whole thing was adorable, and your chat is adorable. So I really, I don't know. I'm really happy, and it was an honor for me to be here. So.
Of course. Is there any closing thoughts? Where can people find you? I know I have your link pinned, but where can people find you?
So if you click on the link tree, I'm really active everywhere right now. So mostly, like I started on TikTok, so mostly on TikTok, but you can follow me everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. So I post just some funny content, some skits, some cosplay sometimes, some reactions, One Piece related stuff. So it's Ohime Tenshi, same username everywhere. So just follow me if you feel like it.
I'm gonna put her link in her YouTube link in the stream chat right now, chat. I'm trying to get it going for her because she barely started it and it's already doing good. I see some of the shorts that are doing really well. So everybody watching the stream, go subscribe to her on YouTube. And if you have TikTok and all that other stuff, go show some love. Y'all know how we do, but I think that's about it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys being here. I hope everyone has a nice morning, day, or night wherever you guys are. Y'all are the best. New content soon. I have a video dropping either tomorrow or the day after. Very, very soon. It's a Kobe theory. It's a Kobe Sengoku theory, but yeah, any last thoughts, Hime? Any last words?
Thank you again, and you're amazing. You're so sweet. I understand now why people really like you. So, yeah.
All right, same to you, likewise. But all right, chat. Enough with the delay. We're heading out. I'm heading out. Peace.